It's time for the Mark Bless Show on Audio Sports Online. The Mark Bless Show is brought to you by Reynolds Body Shop, McNamara Florist, Red Cobra Wrestling, Citywide Paving, Changes Home Care, and Avon Dental Care. Now it's time to talk to the head coach of the Avon Orioles, Coach Mark Bless. The 2015 IHSAA football season kicked off for the Avon Orioles last Friday night as they welcomed a team they hadn't faced in 11 years to the Hendricks Regional Health Stadium at Avon High School as the Plainfield Quakers were the season opener. And it was all Avon last Friday night as the Orioles defeated Plainfield 41-0. Now, Avon sets their sights on the number one team in the state of Indiana in Class 6A as they will have their first road trip of the season this Friday night when they take on the Giants from Ben Davis. And we come back after these messages. We'll talk with the head football coach of the Avon Orioles, Mark Bless. This is the Mark Bless Show on ASO. Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com. McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900. Welcome back to the Mark Bless Show on Audio Sports Online. It's now time to talk to the head football coach of the Avon Orioles, Coach Mark Bless. Week 1 is in the books, and the Avon Orioles got that win over Plainfield 41-0. Coach, it's one of those, I think, you go from beginning to end of the game, and you can always find little things to nitpick and say, we can do this better, we can do that better. But all in all, you got to be pretty happy with how Week 1 progressed.
Oh, certainly. Certainly. I think going into the game as a head coach, probably a little apprehensive about the unknowns, a turnover here, a fumble there, somebody getting hurt. And, you worry about all the little things you can't control. But once the game gets going, with each play, I think as a coach, you just gain more confidence in what you're capable of doing. And I thought our players executed on both sides of the ball extremely well, being a Week 1 game. But certainly there's all kinds of areas to be able to clean up. But we were real pleased mentally with the way we played the game.
Andrew, or Brandon Peters had 3 touchdown passes to Andrew Griffin. Brandon, in the end, would throw for 245 yards. Didn't really miss too many passes. He had a couple that he threw away. He might have missed on just 1 or 2, but for Week 1, very, very sharp all game long.
Yeah, I think he was very locked in, very focused into doing what he needed to do. And not a knock on Brandon, but prior to that, in the 2 scrimmages we had, I thought maybe it wasn't challenging enough for him. But Week 1 certainly brought a good challenge, and I felt like he was very focused and locked into the game. As you mentioned, he was on target most of the night. It sure makes it easier to call plays when your quarterback can get the ball where you want it.
It's one of those that after the game you take a look at the stats and you find out you knew you had some good passing yards and 412 yards of total offense, but when you find out you also had 167 yards on the ground, and I think most people would look at that game and say, you ran the ball that much, but you had a pretty good ground game. And I thought once in the second half, you got the youngster in there, and Corey DePriest. He actually ran the ball very, very well for you.
He did. And actually, he gave us a little bit of spark on his first play catching the screen pass because it was a third and medium. And I'm thinking, because they had pursuit on him, I'm thinking, let's just get a first. Just get a first. And then he put his foot in the ground and was able to redirect the field. Pretty impressive, with that movement skill. But I thought all in all that, our run game worked well. I know there were times where with Darian that we were a little locked up in the line of scrimmage. But, it was good to see him come back afterwards and, have a couple games. But, I thought Corey DePriest played really well for us.
We talked about Brandon and he really being locked in. Of course, 3 touchdown passes to Andrew Griffin. Really, in that second one, we talk about throwing a football through a window, but he pretty much threw it through a keyhole for that second touchdown pass to Andrew for that 12-yard touchdown pass in the second quarter.
Yes, and between Brandon and Andrew, they have such a good rapport with each other. They've probably been, quarterback-receiver combination since 5th or 6th grade. So, and I think that just keeps developing rep after rep that, Andrew's going to turn and that ball is right there, and he knows to get his hands up and make the catch.
One of the great passes that occurred, especially in the second half, you've got a few new faces in the wide receiving course. Of course, Andrew Griffin, he's back this year. We saw what kind of work he could do last year. But Harrison Weber, Jordan Peterson, and Drew Pankey-Wallace are 3 receivers. A lot of fans may not have heard too much about them. They didn't play last year very many snaps at all. But the touchdown pass to Harrison Weber, that 49-yarder, nice fly route just down the sideline. Harrison gets his man beat by a step, and then Brandon just drops it in his hands.
It was. It was very nice to see. It's something certainly we've worked on in practice, but Brandon's got a strong arm, and, we got Harrison who can run a good takeoff route, if you will, and, stride for stride, the ball hit him right where it needed to, and sometimes that's a difficult ball to catch because you're open and the ball's just hanging in the air. And, it was very nice to see him come down with that catch in the end zone.
In the defense, on the defensive side of the football, when you look and all you see is the Quakers have 95 yards total offense, I think you picked off quarterback Colin Nicewinder 3 times in Friday night's game. There's really not anybody to go single out on, but I really thought your defensive line and your linebackers played an excellent game.
Yeah, I agree. Defensive line, our defensive line coach, Kyle Harkema, does a very good job of rotating some defensive linemen, and that's kind of a luxury we have right now. But I thought that A.J. Alcock definitely pressured the quarterback all night coming off the weak side end. And A.J.'s got a motor, and he's tough to block. I know we struggle to block him when we go ones against ones. But then, you look at Gunnar Larson in the middle there, and he had a good night. C.J. Hunt, Timmy Osho. I think they all gave us great reps, and, even Jake Otto got in there and recorded a quarterback sack as well. Our linebackers are probably, like most defenses, the heart of your defense. Matt Thompson, Brody Good, Levi Hawk, and Grant Fitzgerald when he got in there. Typically he's our safety. But I thought they all played with a lot of passion and enthusiasm.
We see a lot of Matt Thompson, of course, pursuing, but one of the things that kind of stood out for me, we saw a lot of Levi Hawk this year, or in game 1, I should say, and he made a couple of nice tackles right there at the point of attack to stuff a couple of Quaker runs.
And, Levi has really developed. He's worked so hard to put himself in the position he's in now. And, he's got a nose for the ball. He's not afraid to stick his nose in there and make a tackle. And that's what you need out of a middle linebacker, somebody that's got some toughness. And, he certainly has worked hard to put himself in that position.
And one of the things that, of course, the defensive line and the linebackers, they put pressure on Nicewinder all night long, but you also had great coverage in your secondary most of the night.
I'm very pleased with our 2 corners, Ian Pendleton and Scott Campbell. I thought they did a nice job. Early they Plainfield hit us with a couple of hitch routes, and we kept in our corners' ears, don't give up a hitch and go. Don't give up a hitch and go, because certainly you don't want to get beat deep, and if they complete a hitch, hopefully we're able to come up and make a tackle. But I thought that they covered very well, and Lance Meyer and Bryant Fitzgerald played safety, as well as a little bit of Andrew Griffin. We were real pleased with our secondary.
Well, week 1 is in the books. The Orioles are now 1-0, and week 2 is now upon us, and it's going to be a very tough matchup. When we return, we're going to talk about this week's matchup against the number 1 team in the state of Indiana in Class 6A, the Ben Davis Giants. This is the Mark Bless Show on Audio Sports Online.
Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher LaFave have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning hours are available. Avon Dental Center offers high-tech dentistry that includes dental implants, orthodontics, and one-appointment crowns. At Avon Dental Center, their priority is to deliver quality care to informed patients in a comfortable and convenient setting. You can get more information at avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center.
Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind Sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
Changes Home Care is a proud sponsor of Avon High School football broadcast. Changes Home Care assists the elderly in staying independent in the comfort of their own home as long as possible. They assist individuals with bathing, dressing, transportation, medication reminders, light housekeeping, companionship, and much more. Their office is on Shiloh Professional Drive in Avon. Changes Home Care serves Hendricks and Marion County as well as all of the surrounding counties. Their services are available 24/7, 365 days a year. For a consultation appointment, call area code 317-271-3800. That's area code 317-271-3800. Changes Home Care in Avon.
We'd like to thank Citywide Paving for their support of Avon football and our Avon football broadcast this year. Welcome back to the Mark Bless Show on Audio Sports Online, where we talk with the head coach of the Avon Orioles, Coach Mark Bless. Okay, week 1's in the books. Probably one of the things I was also very impressed with, if there was any signs of looking ahead to this week, your team didn't show it, knowing that they were likely facing the number 1 team in the state come this Friday.
Right. Well, a little bit about that. I think we were locked in. Hopefully we learned a lesson last year. Losing to a team we felt like that we were better than. And I think our players are growing up and they listen to their coaches. So we take it one week at a time. And, like you said, it's a great opportunity for us this week going in and playing Ben Davis, defending state champ. They knocked us out of the tournament last year, and they're ranked number 1 this year. So it's a great opportunity for our team, let alone our football program.
Ben Davis Giants, they won their season opener against Arsenal Tech 63-0. Ben Davis, this is a team you're fairly familiar with. We talk about this is going to be the 4th meeting in less than 2 calendar years. Of course, you played them twice last year. The year before, you met them in the sectionals. And this is a team that they no longer have Kyle Kastner, their talented quarterback they've had the past couple of years. Asmar Bilal is now playing for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at linebacker. But they still have a lot of weapons, and one of the big ones they'll have is a couple of them, pair of seniors, and Chris Evans and Story Emerson.
That's right. 2 dynamic players, Division I caliber players. And they're impressive on film. You watch film in their scrimmage and against Tech, and they're definitely guys that you need to know where they're at before the ball snaps. Hope you got enough bodies in place. Very impressive, just explosive players.
One of the things that you're probably not all that sure of is who's going to take the majority of snaps at quarterback for the Giants. Ajay Cooper, he's probably going to be listed as the number 1 quarterback, but they put four players back there on Friday night, and I imagine Cooper is the number one focus, but do you really have an idea of who you might see the most of?
No, not really. In the scrimmage, they kind of rotated the two top ones, and then as the scrimmage got out of hand, they were, able to play others. But, either way, like you said, they're not quite the Kastner that they had last year. But they're both very athletic and capable of beating you and completing some passes. So, whoever's at quarterback, we still got to line up and play.
The Giants against Tech, kind of similar to your game with Plainfield. Pretty good offensive explosion, but their defense was pretty impressive as well, holding the Titans to only 124 yards.
No, that's true. Their defense coordinator, Scott Williams, does a very good job of putting them in positive situations. They're going to blitz. They're going to be an aggressive defense. They're not going to sit back and let you do what you want to do. They're going to put pressure on you and try to force some minus plays, some negative plays. And, I think our job is be able, first of all, to identify a blitz first, and then second, be able to pick it up. But their defense is certainly capable of making plays. Their linebacker core is very impressive. They fly to the ball, as well as their defensive line. They've got bigger bodies, but they move extremely well. And their secondary, they can cover some ground.
As you head into this week's game against the Giants, how's your team holding up? Everybody pretty well healthy after week one?
Yes. We feel very positive about the injury report after the game. A couple bumps and bruises, but, nothing significant that held anybody out of practice today. So we feel very good where we're at health report-wise.
All right. Well, we will be looking forward to what should be a fun matchup, an exciting game, and a big matchup here, not only in Central Indiana, in the state, as the Avon Orioles travel to Ben Davis to take on the top-ranked Ben Davis Giants. Coach, best of luck. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay. Thank you, Brian.
You've been listening to the Mark Blass Show on Audio Sports Online. Tonight's show's been brought to you by Reynolds Body Shop, McNamara Florist, Red Cobra Wrestling, Citywide Paving, Changes Home Care, and Avon Dental Care. Tune in next week when we once again talk to the head coach of the Avon Orioles, Coach Mark Blass. The Mark Blass Show is an AudioSportsOnline.com production.
Changes Home Care is a proud sponsor of Avon High School football broadcast. Changes Home Care assists the elderly in staying independent in the comfort of their own home as long as possible. They assist individuals with bathing, dressing, transportation, medication reminders, light housekeeping, companionship, and much more. Their office is on Shiloh Professional Drive in Avon. Changes Home Care serves Hendricks and Marion County as well as all of the surrounding counties. Their services are available 24/7, 365 days a year. For a consultation appointment, call area code 317-271-3800. That's area code 317-271-3800. Changes Home Care in Avon.
McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900.
Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area, just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning appointments are available. Avon Dental Center has made and donated custom mouth guards to Avon High School athletes every year for the last 15 years. For more information on how parents can get a mouth guard for their high school athlete or any dental questions, go to avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center.
We'd like to thank Citywide Paving for their support of Avon football and our Avon football broadcast this year.
Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Redd. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
Changes Home Care is a proud sponsor of Avon High School football broadcast. Changes Home Care assists the elderly in staying independent in the comfort of their own home as long as possible. They assist individuals with bathing, dressing, transportation, medication reminders, light housekeeping, companionship, and much more. Their office is on Shiloh Professional Drive in Avon. Changes Home Care serves Hendricks and Marion County as well as all of the surrounding counties. Their services are available 24/7, 365 days a year. For a consultation appointment, call area code 317-271-3800. That's area code 317-271-3800. Changes Home.
McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900.
Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning hours are available. Avon Dental Center offers high-tech dentistry that includes dental implants, orthodontics, and one-appointment crowns. At Avon Dental Center, their priority is to deliver quality care to informed patients in a comfortable and convenient setting. You can get more information at avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center.
It's time for Avon Oriole football on AudioSportsOnline.com. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Reynolds Body Shop, McNamara Florist, Red Cobra Wrestling, Citywide Paving, Changes Home Care, and Avon Dental Care. Avon Varsity Football on Audio Sports Online is brought to you tonight from Ben Davis High School, the home of the Giants, as it is the 6th-ranked Avon Orioles taking on the number 1 team in the state of Indiana. That would be the Ben Davis Giants. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Avon Oriole football on Audio Sports Online. My name's Brian Scott. So happy to have you tonight, as it is the first road game of the season for the Avon Orioles. They got off to a good start last week when they knocked off Plainfield 41-0. It was offensive efficiency at its finest, especially in that first half, as the Orioles scored on their first 4 drives, 4 touchdowns, and it really that's how the game went the entire night. Brandon Peters was exceptionally efficient in last week's contest as he threw for 5 touchdowns in that game, and 3 of them to Andrew Griffin. It would be Brandon on the night, finishing 15-21 for 247 yards, 5 touchdowns. Again, 3 of those went to Andrew Griffin, who had 8 catches for 114 yards. And since we are getting very close to kickoff already, I'm going to bring in the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelbourne. And, Coach, as I talked to Coach Bless after last week's game, you really couldn't have asked for anything better to start the season. Very efficient, not a lot of penalties, not a lot of mistakes, no turnovers, and just very, very efficient on offense, and then the defense pitches a shutout.
Well, you know, Avon did what they needed to do in the first game. I mean, you really go into that first game as a head coach, and it's really more about your team than the team you're playing. You want your kids to execute, do the things, you know, you've kind of coached them up all summer. You want them to come out and run the offense and defense. You expect the experienced guys to be leaders and perform, and you hope that those new guys will just go out there and relax and do the things that coaches know they're capable, or at least, anticipate them being capable of doing. And Avon was able to do that. We talked last week. It was a little bit apples to oranges as far as ability level. Plainfield came in well coached and well prepared, but they just don't have the athletes that Avon had. But Avon went out and did what they needed to do. They didn't turn the ball over. They were, they pitched a shutout. Their kicking game was solid. They got a lot of people in the game. They got their two freshman linemen a little bit of experience, and Brandon Peters and Andrew Griffin, the big-time guys that everybody's aware of, did exactly what you'd expect them to do.
We expected the Orioles to come out throwing the ball this year. It was one of the reasons why Coach Mark Bless said you would see a lot more single-back offensive sets than the traditional two-back sets that Oriole fans have been used to seeing over the past few years. But the Orioles still ran the ball fairly well last Friday. They ran for 170 yards in the game, and a lot of that was the fine running by junior Corey DePriest in that second half. That fine running has likely earned him a start here tonight.
Well, he's got some quickness and obviously some toughness. He's not the biggest kid in the world, but, he was able to take advantage of the fact that, everybody knows if you're going to, try to slow down or try to stop Avon at all, it's the passing game. So, when you have to put that many people back to defend against the pass, it's going to leave some openings in the running game. And, Corey was able to take advantage of the holes that the offensive line opened up for him. And, he hit a home run on a little screen pass, and he hit a home run on a little inside zone play. And they need that balance, when they start playing teams with a little bit more ability like we're going to see tonight. They're not going to be able to retire entirely on the passing game because people are going to do some things to try to take that phase of the game away, and you have to take advantage of that by coming back and running the football.
Ben Davis is the number one team in the state of Indiana coming in to week 2 of the football season. They are also the defending Class 6A champions. The Giants, 8-time now state champions. They're first in Class 6A, of course, for head coach Mike Kirshner. And this is a little bit of a different-looking Ben Davis team. Gone is Kyle Kastner, their very talented quarterback. And last week, well, they kind of used a couple of rotating quarterbacks in the contest last week. They used a bit of junior Ajay Cooper, who was 6 of 8 for 104 yards and a touchdown, and senior Alfonso Howard, who was 6 of 11 for a touchdown. But what this Ben Davis team still does very well, they still have Chris Evans back there that can run the ball, and he's always dangerous as a receiver out of the backfield.
Well, they kind of changed their offensive philosophy. I mean, Kevin Vanderbush is an outstanding strength coach, and Ben Davis used to be one of those teams that will come out and beat you up. But, they also have plenty of athletes and plenty of speed. They're in 4 wides and a single back. They have home run hitters at every position. And, when I watched the film a little bit this week to prepare for the game, the first thing I wanted to look at, Kastner was an all-state kid and a 3-year starter at quarterback. And, yes, he had some great athletes, but he ran that offense. And, I was really impressed with the kids that they had playing quarterback. I'm not saying that they're quite at the same level that he was, but, I didn't see the drop-off that I thought I might see. And, I thought there might be some changes in the offensive scheme, but I really didn't see any. I mean, they're doing all the same things. They're trying to do the same things. I was able real quickly to talk to Mike Kirshner a little bit before the game, and I will say this, Mike's a former assistant of mine when I was at Warren, and I'm his daughter's godfather. We just went to the wedding and kind of caught up a little bit, but, Mike is smart enough, like Coach Bless, to know that last week was really not a test. Tech they do a lot of good things with the program, but they're not the same kind of program Avon is. So both of these coaches are smart enough to know that tonight is going to be the first real test. There'll be athletes on athletes and good coaching against good coaching. And, the atmosphere and the environment here, this has to be the top game in the state of Indiana tonight.
It is number 6 versus number 1. The Orioles came in to week 1 ranked 6. They stayed there after the win over Plainfield 41-0. And as I mentioned, Ben Davis throttled Tech 63-0. Let's give you the particulars on this game. The head coach of the Avon Orioles is Mark Bless. He's 41-18 in his 6th year at the helm of the Orioles and 190-85 in his 26th year overall. The head coach of the Ben Davis Giants is Mike Kirshner, 67-27 in his 9th year at Ben Davis and 81-53 in his 13th year overall. These two teams have only met 6 times in their history, and the last 4 wins belong to the Ben Davis Giants. You have to go all the way back to 2009 to find a Oriole win against the Giants, and it belonged to the man to my left, Coach Dave Shelbourne, as he was 1-1 against the Giants. For Ben Davis, it was their 8th state championship last year and their first since 2002. That was the year they had back-to-back championships in 2001 and 2002. So we're about ready for some football here at Ben Davis High School. It is a little warmer and muggier than it was last Friday at Avon at Hendricks Regional Health Stadium, but still a gorgeous night for high school football, and we're glad that you can join us on Audio Sports Online. The Orioles will be in the white with the black numerals and gold trim, and, of course, the black helmets with the Orioles on the side. Ben Davis in the purple jerseys with the white pants, white lettering, and, of course, the silverish helmets. Orioles will get this ball to begin the contest. And back deep will be Corey DePriest and Bryant Fitzgerald as we get ready for football here from Ben Davis Stadium. We hope you enjoy tonight's contest as getting ready to kick the ball away for Ben Davis is Darius Randolph, and it's a side squibber that's going to be picked up and just fallen on a very, very smart play. As coming away with the football for the Orioles was Seth Lewis. Very, very smart play, a very short kick, and the Orioles will have great position to start this contest at their own 40-yard line. Let's give you the starters for the Avon Orioles on offense. Across the offensive line, Nick Shoemaker, Ben Wilson, Ryan Dickinson. The freshmen, DJ Bowles and Addison Batten. Matt Moore is the tight end. The flankers, Andrew Griffin. The wideouts are Harrison Weber and Jordan Peterson. Corey DePriest will get the start at tailback. And the 6'5", 210-pound senior, Brandon Peters, starts at quarterback. And he starts out in the gun, looking over a 3-man down front for the Giants. Brandon back to pass, fires, has Matt Moore at the 45, and it's a quick 5-yard pickup to begin the football game.
Yeah, it's already a new look here for Ben Davis. Scott Williams is the defensive coordinator. Scott was the Avon defensive coordinator during my tenure. Great football coach, great football mind, very intense. And, you know, his philosophy is to put pressure on you, bring the house, and get after you. But tonight, you know, they're normally a 4-4 team with a 3-deep secondary. Right now they're in a 4-deep secondary with a 3-man rush. So it looks like they're going to sit back and maybe play a little bit more coverage. I know he'll bring those linebackers here pretty soon, but a little bit different look for Ben Davis's defense.
And we have a whistle stopping play. A penalty in the backfield is a delay of game is going to be called against the Avon Orioles. We are a little bit cut off from some of the scoreboards here, but the play clocks to our left did show 0. So the 5-yard gain on the first down play is going to be practically nullified as they'll move the ball back to just outside the Oriole 40-yard line, where will be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, I knew this was going to happen. You got Brian Fitzgerald in there at running back. He's been running there a little bit all summer. They held him out last week, but he's a big-time performer, and he's in there at running back right now in the backfield with Brandon Peters.
It'll be Fitzgerald with the ball, gets around the near side, cuts it up, and a shoestring tackle made. Otherwise, Fitzgerald was off. Coach Mark Bless said in last week's pregame show that their best talent, their most talented tailback might be Bryant Fitzgerald, but they value him so much on defense, they've kept him over there. But already early in this first quarter, we see Fitzgerald in at tailback is coming off to the side.
Jordan Peterson.
He looks like he might be cramping up a little bit.
Yeah, I think he got whiplash there a little bit on that play. I think he caught something in the calf, so hopefully he'll be back in soon.
3rd and 2 for Avon. Peters back to pass, fires, has a man, Andrew Griffin, inside the 40, inside the 35, before he's going to be pushed out of bounds over here on the near side. Tackle was made by Tavon Miller, but it's a big gain for the Orioles inside Giants territory, inside the 35. They'll spot the ball at the 31.
Yeah, in the old days I would have said that was a Peyton Manning throw, but now that's an Andrew Luck. That's a back shoulder fade. They were playing man. They were playing hard over the top. They were up pressuring him. Brandon threw the ball on the backside a little short and did it on purpose, so Andrew would be the only one that could get to the ball, and he did.
We see twin stacked receivers to the left and right. Peters works out of the gun. Fitzgerald is the tailback on this 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line of Ben Davis. opening drive of the football game. Here's Fitzgerald, tries to make a cut, but he's going to be stacked up on the inside as a whole host of blue-clad Giants defenders are there. Trayvon Smith was one of the ones on the initial point of attack that made contact and dropped Bryant for about 2-yard loss.
Yeah, right now is, when you start playing the chess game, Avon's trying to feel it out a little bit. Like I mentioned, Ben Davis in a little bit different look, but I can guarantee you, they're looking at those 2 freshman linemen, and as good as they are, we're going to find out because they're going to get a 6'8" baptism here tonight from a really good defense with a lot of good athletes, and I'm sure they're going to pressure that side and see if they can hold up.
Brandon back to pass. Pressure comes from the edges. Brandon steps up, fires, almost intercepted. In there on the play was for Ben Davis, George Qualls. As pressure came from the outside, it forced Brandon to step up. He was looking for Matt Moore, and it was almost intercepted, but it'll be 3rd and 12.
But again, that's one of the things I think Brandon Peters just does so well. He has a feel for the pocket. He has a feel for where pressure is. He felt it coming from the outside, stepped up inside, almost snuck that ball into that little opening. And, and again, Ben Davis in a little different look. They've got a little double coverage down here on Andrew Griffin. So, if they're going to perform tonight, and obviously we got to cut out the mistakes, but I think you're going to have to see Jordan Peterson and some of the other receivers here, Harrison Weber, step up a little bit because it looks like they're going to try to take Andrew Griffin out of the game a little bit.
And it is Griffin that's going to be called for trying to get a little bit of an early start. Is not watching the football, got a little bit caught leaning, and the 5-yard penalty backs the football to the Giant 38-yard line, where it's going to be 3rd down and about 17 yards for Avon. As heading out to the far side will be Harrison Weber and Jordan Peterson back in. It's Andrew Griffin to the near side. Matt Moore is lined up to the left. Fitzgerald is the tailback. Peters back to pass, steps up, plenty of time, fires. He has Moore at the 30. Moore makes a move, dives inside to the 25. It will not be enough for a first down.
Nope.
It will be they'll mark the ball at the 25-yard line, so it's going to bring up 4th down and decision time. No decision whatsoever.
Yeah,
Coach Mark Bless is
they're not even hesitating, and Coach Moore's got that play coming in right now.
Brandon Peters brings the play into the offensive huddle on 4th down and about 5 yards to go. Orioles need to get just about to the 20-yard line. They'll send 3 wideouts to the near side of the formation. Brian Fitzgerald will now move to the left of Peters working out of the gun. 9:08 left to go, opening quarter, opening drive of the game. Peters back to pass, fires, has Matt Moore, but Moore is not going to get the first down. He is going to be tackled. Coming in to make the play was Darius Randolph for Ben Davis and also Trayvon Smith. They managed to string it out. They'll prevent Moore from being able to turn upfield and get the first down.
Yeah, good, really a good start for Avon. I mean, the problems they had, they kind of created themselves with a couple of penalties. They moved the football a little bit. I'm sure they're down there making some adjustments because this is a different look for Ben Davis. That last play, 4th and 5, they brought the house, played some man coverage. They tried to beat it to the outside. I think a little bit further on in the game, you're going to see some slants and fades and some posts down the middle a little bit if they continue to, with the blitz package that they're doing.
It'll be the junior Ajay Cooper that'll start at quarterback as Ben Davis goes to a 4-wide-out look right out of the bat. And Cooper fires, has a man near side. Pass is complete as he swings it over to the near side to Chris Evans. Evans will pick up about 3 yards before he's going to be sent out of bounds. As coming over to make the play was Ian Pendleton. It's a pickup of about 2. It'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Avon's front 7 are very solid. I think we're going to see the test tonight is in that secondary. They didn't get tested last week. I think Ben Davis feels that they match up pretty good with the athletes outside. That's why you saw the little quick pass out there to try to get their receiver in the open field one-on-one, and Pendleton came up, made a nice tackle.
Well, penalties, which were not a big issue for the Orioles in week 1, are already starting to mount up just shortly into this game as C.J. Hunt comes across, makes contact. Here is a give, and running straight up the middle for Ben Davis with the carry is Jeremiah Whitthorne. He is a junior.
Yeah, it looks like Gunnar Larson's hurting here a little bit. Hopefully nothing too serious. He's limping off the field after making that tackle.
Whitthorne will take it up to the 33-yard line. Will bring up third down and about a yard and a half. The give is to Whitthorne. He looks for some room. He will get to the left side. He's going to be bulldozed down by A.J. Elcock, but not before Whitthorne looks like he's going to have enough for a Giants first down.
Yeah, I think Avon's inside 6 are going to hold up pretty well. Their 3 down linemen are active. They sub in there a bunch. Their 3 linebackers with, Levi Hawk and Brody Good and Matt Thompson are as good as you're going to find anywhere. I think where they're going to try and test Avon is in the secondary.
Cooper swings it out to Evans near side, and Ian Pendleton is right there to meet him and push him out of bounds for only another gain of a yard or two. They're trying to match up Evans with Pendleton over here on the near side, and that's twice Ian's come up with a nice defensive play.
Yeah, but that's 2 quick passes. He's going to have to be careful there for the little hitch and go or the little stop and go. If he's going to come up and attack it that quickly, I'm sure they're looking down the road at something like that.
Here is the give. This is Chris Evans with the ball. He'll take it right up the gut and get it past the 40 to the 41-yard line, where it'll bring up third down and 4 for Ben Davis.
Yeah, and as long as Avon plays like they're playing inside, Ben Davis will run the football, but, right now that's kind of nickel and dime stuff. As long as they don't give up big plays, the defense is going to hold up well.
Another third down for the Giants. There's a pitch to Evans. Evans cuts it up, and nothing doing as the Avon defense was there to meet him.
Yeah, Fitzgerald came up, turned the play in. Brody Good chased it down from the inside. You really can't play that a whole lot better.
So it's the Avon defense that comes up with the play here, and it will force the Giants into a punt formation with 7:48 left to go first quarter in a scoreless game. Back deep will be Jordan Peterson and Corey DePriest, as getting ready to kick the ball away is Ben Davis. Long snap count, and they'll snap it away, and this is a high end-over-end kick. Fair catch called for, and muff, and it looks like the Giants got the football. Coming up with the football was, I believe, Ajay Cooper, as I believe it was Fitzgerald called for the fair catch and then muffed the punt, and the first turnover of the season for the Orioles is going to give the Giants great field position.
Yeah, no, those are the kinds of things that make head coaches grow old, get bald, I guess, in my case. And, they're trying hard. They're trying to make plays. That's, just one of those plays. You can't give up field position like that. And, the defense is going to have to come up with a big stop. They did great the first possession. But, at the 30-yard line, that field position makes it a little bit tougher.
So the Giants have the ball 1st and 10. They'll bring a man in motion. Now penalty
flags.
That's
an offside on Avon.
It will stop the play as they had coming across. Noah Thomas was coming across the formation. And it's an offside penalty called against the Orioles. So, again, as we mentioned, in week 1, the Orioles did a fairly good job of avoiding penalties. This week, plenty of offsides and little 5-yard penalties, but it's giving the Giants 1st and 5. Here's a fly way wide open in the end zone, as getting lost was Jermaine Hoskins. Hoskins got behind the defense, and I think the Orioles looking over who was supposed to have Hoskins on the fly route down the sideline, but it's a 25-yard touchdown pass from Ajay Cooper as he hits.
Well, that's kind of what I mentioned earlier. They were kind of setting it up a little bit. They'd run that hitch a couple times. It was a matter of time before they went deep. The muff and possession on the 30 set up the big play. And, right now, Ben Davis is doing fine. But Avon, I think, just, few early in the game jitters. They'll settle down. I think they'll be fine. But, right now, their biggest opponent is themselves, really not Ben Davis. And hopefully they'll get things taken care of here and make a couple of corrections and settle down and get into the flow of the game.
6:53 left opening quarter. Giants lead the Orioles 7-0. This is Avon Varsity Football on ASO.
Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning hours are available. Avon Dental Center offers high-tech dentistry that includes dental implants, orthodontics, and one-appointment crowns. At Avon Dental Center, their priority is to deliver quality care to informed patients in a comfortable and convenient setting. You can get more information at avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center.
25-yard touchdown pass from Ajay Cooper to Jermaine Hoskins. Drake Skiles' point after is good, and the Giants have a 7-0 lead, and another short kickoff taken by an Orioles up man. That's Scott Campbell. Campbell will take it to just beyond the 30-yard line, and the Orioles will set up offense. They've only had one offensive series, and they drove into Ben Davis territory and went for it on 4th and 5. The Giants were able to hold them short of the first down marker, and on the punt after the Giants' first drive, it was muffed. They get the ball, they get it into the end zone, and that's where we are, 7-0, as Brandon Peters has the offense on the field for this 1st and 10 from about the 33-yard line. Long count. Brandon hands it off. Here's Corey DePriest breaking through and being tackled by the 38-yard line. Somebody got in there and managed just a little shoestring tackle to trip up Corey. Otherwise, he was quickly through the first line of defense and in the secondary.
Yeah, I think Eric Moore does a great job. He's got some athletes out there, but they've designed this offense very well. Pretty basic running game, but, right now Ben Davis is daring them to run. They've got 3 down linemen. They're blitzing a linebacker. They're trying to control the run with 4 guys. They went to 4 down linemen now, but, they're doing everything they can to take away Brandon Peters in the pass, and hopefully we'll make him pay for it on the ground.
Here's DePriest once again. This time he has stood up at the point of attack, coming in to make the big hit for Ben Davis. Is Asezi Autonomo, big defensive end, as he came in, stood him up, and it'll bring up 3rd down and short.
Yeah, they did. Ben Davis did make the adjustment that time, anticipating that Avon might run, and went to a 4-man front, which ended up being a good defense for the play call. But, Avon's where they want to be. They've got 3rd, and, from here it looks like about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 if you stretch it. And, if you're 3rd and 2 all the time, that's not a bad place to be for an offense.
3 wideouts to the near side of the
field.
field.
And they're bringing the house. They got pressure coming.
Here comes the blitz. The give is to Fitzgerald. He spins, makes a move, and good strong running, a couple of spins, and Brian Fitzgerald has the first down as he stretches the football up to the midfield stripe.
Yeah, and that's just a great run because he ran that into a whole bunch of people. The offensive line did a nice job, handled that blitz situation there pretty well. Had he been able to get through that first line, with them blitzing all the linebackers, he had a chance to hit the home run, and I'm not going to be too surprised to see that happen here before the night's over.
Whistle stopping play briefly at 5:05 in the first quarter. Giants with a 7-0 lead thanks to a 25-yard touchdown pass from Ajay Cooper to Jermaine Hoskins after an Avon turnover.
Yeah, we got that man coverage and pressure here coming again. Let's see if they go up top.
Peters looks over the offense. That is Fitzgerald, the lone tailback. Peters takes the snap, looks, pressure comes, rolls to his left, eludes the pressure. Now he'll turn it up the field, and Brandon Peters will take nothing and turn it into something as he gets it past the 45-yard line of the Giants down to about the 44.
He's just too good an athlete. I mean, that's a sack for just about any other quarterback, including a lot of guys in the pros. Brandon runs a heck of a lot better, I think, than people give him credit for. I mean, I could see up here, and I'm sitting in the box with a couple former coaches, that, Ben Davis was blitzing that time. It was man coverage. They were bringing, they brought 6 to put some pressure on him. Brandon was able to get outside and, cause some problems. Same coming again here.
Waller and Peterson to the near side. The give is to Fitzgerald, and this time coming in and shooting across a hole right in the front of the offensive line for Ben Davis was Chris Coleman, and that's going to make it 3rd down and about 5 for the Orioles.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the audible system looks like, but, trying to run into 6 bodies inside when you've only got 5 blockers, the math isn't good, but that means that you've got matchup problems for Ben Davis and an advantage for Avon on the outside, so I wouldn't be surprised here to see maybe a little audible when they read that later. Now, they're sitting back a little bit more here and playing a zone coverage.
Peters back to pass, fires, has Andrew Griffin for the first down. That's all Brandon's going to get is just to Andrew, just past the 40-yard line to the 39. Needed 5, got 6, and the Orioles moved the chains with 3:57 remaining in this first quarter, and the Giants up 7-0.
That's a nice route design. That's a route that if it's zone, they ran some people off, and they got them coming back underneath against the linebackers. If it's man-to-man, you get that little rub play. I won't say pick because that's illegal. But, he got enough for the first down. He knew exactly what he needed.
They'll keep them stacked left and right, 2 wide receivers.
Soft coverage here again. They should run, and they do.
Here's Fitzgerald, looks for some room. Tried to make a cut, couldn't find a whole lot extra running room, but he does gain a couple of yards down to the Giant 37-yard line. They'll make up about 2nd and 8.
Yeah, this is where the chess game occurs. Coach Williams and Ben Davis over there, they're bringing 6 on one play and playing tight man-to-man coverage. The next play, they've got a 3-man rush. They're bringing nobody and sitting 8 back. Offensively, Avon's, going to go deep here soon. I can guarantee that. They're trying to mix in the run a little bit with some short passes. So, it's an interesting concept for both teams right now.
Fitzgerald's the lone tailback. That's Andrew Griffin to the near side. Blitz comes from the outside. Here's Fitzgerald. Eludes one man. He's to the 30, to the 27, and he's finally going to be tripped up. Coming in to make the play for the Giants was Deontay Redfield, but another fine run by Brian Fitzgerald as the Orioles are inside the 30 down to the Giant 26-yard line.
It is, and right now at times they're only blocking a 3-man front, but I like the way they're doing it. They're coming off the ball. They're getting them knocked off the ball a little bit. Fitzgerald's got some room to run, and if they can get him in the open field, he's going to make something happen. So Avon's offensive line right now, for the most part, I think is holding up to pressure pretty well.
Corey DePriest now in at tailback. Peters back to pass. Looks, fires left side. Has a man wide open. That's Jordan Peterson. And Peterson will be pushed out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. Coming in to make the play was for the Giants was Jonte Dobson. But another nice pitch and catch takes it down inside the red zone to the Giant 15-yard line, 1st and 10 Orioles.
Well, it is a pitch and catch. It's a throw that Brandon can make very easily, but it's a great read. That's call a smash route. Run one guy down deep into the corner and you sit another guy short in the flat, and then you just throw opposite the defense. They went with the deep guy. Jordan was wide open in the flat, and they got him the ball.
DePriest stays in at the tailback. That's Andrew Griffin to the near side of the field. Peters back to pass. He fires. He has Andrew on the slant. Andrew was wide open. At that time, Peters threw it a little high. Nobody could come up with it, and the pass will fall incomplete, 2nd and 10.
He did, but at the same time, they're up there playing, what we call bump and run, or little trail coverage bump and run. So you don't get that clean, like you teach it in practice. Take 3 steps, plant with the right foot, run at a 45-degree angle, because that defender's out there trying to beat you up and disrupt your route, and he disrupted it just enough that time that even though Andrew was open, the timing was a little off because of the kind of coverage that they were in.
Weber and Peterson to the far side, with Peterson working the slot. Griffin to the near side. Brandon fires. Andrew, touchdown. 15-yard touchdown pass. Brandon Peters to Andrew Griffin.
Should have called it because I saw it. But again, that coverage was great. That coverage against any other quarterback and any other receiver, he's going to sit in the film tomorrow morning, and they're going to tell him you're a great defensive back, and he is. But that's a perfect throw. He actually back shouldered him a little bit, and that's a great catch. He went up over an outstanding defender and made a great catch. So Avon has proven they can move the football. They're mixing up the run and the pass very well. They're going short, they're going long, and I like the way that they're moving the football here around a little bit. With some of the other people other than Andrew making some catches, but obviously he'll make the big-time catch, and he just did.
Sam Perino on for the point after. As the snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 2:11 left to go, first quarter. We're tied at 7. Number 1, Ben Davis. Number 6, Avon. We'll be back with the kickoff in a moment. This is Oriole Football on ASO.
Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
15-yard touchdown pass. Brandon Peters to Andrew Griffin. Samperino's point after is good. And we are now tied all up at 7 each with 2:11 left to go opening quarter. Alongside the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelbourne, I'm Brian Scott. Orioles, their 2 offensive drives have been impressive. Their first one ended with a turnover on downs when the Orioles went for it on 4th and 5. The kick is going to be taken at the 7-yard line, coming up the near side to the 20, to the 25, and finally ridden down at about the 27-yard line was I believe, Jordan Wilkerson for Ben Davis, and the Giants will have the ball first down and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
I'm very biased, but I'd sure like to see Andrew Griffin in the Northwestern uniform next year. Big series here for both teams. You know, Ben Davis scored after the turnover, so they made a statement, but Avon's defense, for the most part, you know, other than the missed coverage, is held up here pretty well, and Avon's proven they can run the football. So, you know, they've come back. The momentum was with Ben Davis early. I'd say right now it's with Avon, and this drive, I think, is going to set the momentum for the rest of the half.
Ajay Cooper comes back out as quarterback, and this play will go nowhere as it'll be stopped before it ever gets going. And another penalty flag this time. It will go against the purple-clad Ben Davis Giants and move them back 5 yards to make it first down and 15.
Yeah, that makes the defensive call a lot easier. 1st and 15, you know, when they're on a 23-yard line is a lot better than them starting on the 30-yard line and having only 30 yards to go. So Ben Davis will have to be a little bit more creative here.
Orioles with that 3 down front, 3-3 stack defense. Cooper back to pass. Looks, pressure up the middle, fires, looking downfield, looking, and has his man at the 40, and that's all there is to it. As when all is said and done, the pass is going to be a 73-yard touchdown pass to Reese Taylor.
You know, that's a great play. That's great execution. That's an outstanding call. You know, I mentioned earlier, I thought, you know, I think Avon's inside 6 are pretty stout. You know, you've got some pretty good players in there. Matt Thompson, 3-year starter, and Levi Hawk playing well in the middle, and, you know, Brody Goudat, that other inside linebacker, and they're going to be tough to run against. And I think Ben Davis is going to try to attack us on the outside. And this is something that obviously Avon did not see last week. So, you know, they're kind of in virgin territory here, trying to cover receivers as fast as Ben Davis. He had plenty of time to throw, and, you know, for a rookie quarterback, he couldn't have thrown that ball any better than what he did. So big play, you know, and again, I mentioned earlier I thought it was going to be a big play game, and, you know, Ben Davis came right back after that nice drive from Avon and answered with a big-time play of their own.
73-yard touchdown pass from Ajay Cooper to Reese Taylor, and the Giants are back on top with 1:53 left to go in this first quarter. Giants 14, Orioles 7. Back in a moment. This is Oriole Football on ASO.
Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon Football Broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com.
Back at Ben Davis High School as the kickoff is returned. Here's Brian Fitzgerald. He gets to the 30, to the 25, to the 40, and to the 35-yard line, and that's where he will go down as a nice return up to about the 35, or up to about the 45-yard line. And It'll be 1st and 10 Avon with good field position on the nice return.
Well, I mean, Fitz is a big-time athlete. That's why he's already getting some offers from big schools. He's already made plenty of big plays here tonight, really, in his first offensive attempt at the varsity level. And we're still 1:40 to go in the first quarter.
So 1st and 10 Avon, 3 wideouts to the top of the formation. Peters works out of the gun. Corey DePriest is the lone tailback on this 1st and 10 from the Oriole 45. Here's DePriest, breaks through the line to the 50, to the 45, 40, down the sideline to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, and first play from the line of scrimmage is a 55-yard touchdown run by Corey DePriest.
Well, this is a matchup of some great athletes. Corey showed us last week that he's capable of doing that. Give some credit to the offensive line. He hit the line of scrimmage running full speed because they had made an opening up there that, I think you or I could have run through. I'm not too sure we could have outrun the guy in the secondary, but, that's a credit to the offensive line, and that's the side of those 2 young freshmen that we talked about being tested, and I'd say right now they're passing the test pretty well. Avon came back and answered.
Sam Perino on for the point after. That kick is up, and the kick is good. 1:34 remains in quarter number 1. We are tied at 14. Back with a kickoff in a moment. This is Oriole football on ASO.
We'd like to thank Citywide Paving for their support of Avon football and our Avon football broadcast this year.
A 1:34 left to go in quarter number 1. We are tied at 14. A 55-yard touchdown run by Corey DePriest. Sam Perino's point after is good, and we've had 28 points put on the board here in the first quarter alone. We are tied at 14. Number 6, Avon. Number 1, Ben Davis. And getting ready to kick the ball away is Sam Perino. Back deep will be Chris Evans, and also back deep will be, I believe, Isaiah Miller. Perino puts a foot into it, and that one's going to go into the end zone, and a good kick by Perino means the Giants will be starting this drive 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line, all tied up at 14.
Avon's defense overall has been great. It's the 2 big plays that's killed them, and that's the thing that, I'm sure Coach Bombi and the staff are down there trying to fix. They've done a nice job with the run. They've come up and made tackles on short passes. They had a missed coverage. It gave up the first score after the muffed punt, and they just gave up a really long pass. But if you really look at it overall, defensively they're doing a nice job. They just have to clean up those big mistakes.
So Ben Davis will have Ajay Cooper come back out onto the field to begin this drive. And no, it's not Cooper, it's Howard. He swings it over to the right side. That's over on the far side, Zion Blow, a junior wide receiver. So Alfonso Howard now in. We saw a Cooper throw a couple of really nice passes, including that last 73-yard touchdown pass. But now Alfonso Howard is into the game for Mike Kirshner's Ben Davis Giants at quarterback. He will give it to Evans. Evans looks for some room right up the middle, and he will find enough of running room to get him past the 25 to around the 26-yard line, but it'll be 3rd down for the Giants. Ball spotted just beyond the 25, so it'll be 3rd down and a very long 4 yards to go for the Giants.
Yeah, Avon inside again, playing pretty well. They'll give up a couple of yards, but, third and 4 is a nice situation for the defense to be in. We'll see if they can convert.
Clock down to 35 seconds remaining in the half. Here's a mess up in the back, and Chris Evans is going down. Not really sure if Howard thought he was going to have play action there, or Evans got the football and wasn't expecting it. But when all was said and done, by the time they figured it out, Evans had the football, and he was brought down by 3 Avon Orioles in the backfield as the clock is going to wind down here on this first half.
Yeah, I'm not sure who it was, but he came around the corner in a hurry and actually was so deep in the backfield he hit the mesh point on the handoff. So, Avon answered, came back 3 and out, which is exactly what you want. Whatever they're doing on the sidelines in preparation, I'd say Coach Bombi and his staff have done a nice job, and at the end of the first quarter, we've got a tight game.
We are tied at 14 as we switch ends of the field, as the Orioles get ready to take the punt from the Giants. When we come back, this is Oriole football on ASO.
Changes Home Care is a proud sponsor of Avon High School football broadcast. Changes Home Care assists the elderly in staying independent in the comfort of their own home as long as possible. They assist individuals with bathing, dressing, transportation, medication reminders, light housekeeping, companionship, and much more. Their office is on Shiloh Professional Drive in Avon. Changes Home Care serves Hendricks and Marion County as well as all of the surrounding counties. Their services are available 24/7, 365 days a year. For a consultation appointment, call area code 317-271-3800. That's area code 317-271-3800. Changes Home Care in Avon.
We'll begin the second quarter with the Giants in punt formation. Corey DePriest and Jordan Peterson back deep for the Orioles at around their own 46-yard line as they await this punt from Ben Davis. And getting it away, and it's a beautiful punt that'll drive it back and take a Ben Davis bounce, and getting a really, really nice kickoff will be, I believe, Story Emerson.
That's a 70-yard kick.
With a 70-yard kick that is going to be down inside the Oriole 10-yard line.
Like the way I did that math so quickly.
That's what you get for staring at these hash marks and
guess,
yard lines for so many years.
I do my math and football yardage, you're right.
But it is an excellent punt by Emerson, and it's going to pin the Orioles back all the way back to their 9-yard line with their worst field position of the game. But the Orioles will have the football with a chance to take the lead as we are just underway in the second quarter of a 14-14 tie. Alongside the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelbourne, I'm Brian Scott. And the Orioles will start out in a 4-wide look with 3 wide receivers to the near side of the field. Corey DePriest is the lone tailback behind Brandon Peters out of the gun. Brandon will wait for the snap. He will drop back. They'll set up the screen, and this time Corey DePriest wasn't able to get turned around on that and bring it in, as looked like Ben Davis had that pretty well defended over on that side of the field, and it's incomplete.
They did, but a nice little change-up call, kind of a safe play to call down here. You don't want to get stagnant. You don't just want to run up in there 3 times and punt. With the big-time capabilities, screen is a good play. We saw it last week when Corey hit the home run on a little, same play last week.
Moore, Peterson, and Weber are to the near side. Griffin to the far side. Giants will blitz from the linebackers. They'll back off the middle linebacker, but the outside linebacker comes in and makes a hit in the backfield as they will knock DePriest down for a loss of about a yard.
Yeah, came off the outside, hit the stunt running. Just a good play, good call by the Ben Davis defense.
So that's going to bring up third down and still about 10, maybe make it 11 yards to go, as the Orioles are now back to their own 8-yard line. Going out to the far side is Harrison Weber. It'll be Peterson, Griffin, and Moore all lined up to the near side.
Yeah, zone defense here by Ben Davis. They're going to give up the short.
And whistles and a penalty flag, and the play clock reads 0. So the second time the Orioles have been hit with a delay of game, as
they just have to get the plays in a little bit sooner.
So they'll back the ball up to the 4-yard line as Peters stares over to the offensive sideline, gets the play, and heads over to the huddle. With 10:48 left to go in the first half, we are tied at 14. This is going to be third down, about 16 yards to go from the Oriole 4-yard line. Again, 3 wideouts to the near side. Peters takes the snap in his own end zone. He backs up, fires over the middle. Andrew Griffin will take it all the way to the 20-yard line. This will be close. Looks like he'll have enough for the first down with forward progress, and he does. As Andrew Griffin, he needed 16 yards. He got 16 yards and 1 inch. And they'll move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 Avon.
Yeah, big time throw again. But let's give that offensive line a lot of credit. Right now they're they're handling most of it pretty well. Occasionally they'll get caught, they'll get outnumbered, but for the most part, I'm really impressed by the way they're handling things.
Here's DePriest. He gets around one man. He'll take it up to the 28-yard line before he's tackled. It's going to be a pickup of about 8-9 yards on the play, as DePriest was able to get the corner turn and take it up to the 29-yard line. It'll be second down and about a yard.
Yeah, be interesting here to see with the 2nd and 1, and you got the big play capabilities to see if they don't take a shot here and see if they can throw one down the field.
Again, this drive started on the outstanding punt that pinned the Orioles back to their own 9-yard line. And it's now 2nd down and 1 from their own 29. Here's the inside handoff, and running right up the middle, I believe, was Bryant Fitzgerald. Nope, Corey DePriest. And DePriest will have the first down as the Orioles move the chains and have another first down at their own 32-yard line with 9:31 remaining.
Yeah, it's still early, but, I'm going to give a shout-out to my buddy Coach Johnson, Jared Johnson, the offensive line coach. He's got those two young guys out here playing well and those 3 seniors on the other side. And right now they're doing everything they can, and they're handling that Ben Davis defensive front pretty darn well.
Play clock down to 5, 4. Peters gets the snap. He'll look. He'll fire. Looks for Matt Moore. Threw that a little high. It'll fall incomplete. Dropping in coverage for the Giants was William Pate, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Sun trying to peek out on a very a warm August evening here at Ben Davis High School, but still an excellent night for high school football. Oriole crowd has come out in force here to cheer on their Orioles. And they will watch a 2nd down and 10 as Peters takes the snap. He looks, pump fakes, fires, looking deep. He's looking deep.
Not there.
And it's going to be just too long. As nice little pump fake. He was looking for Harrison Weber, and it almost looked like after that pump fake, it even faked Weber out just a tad.
Well, that's a good call. It was just not at a good time because Ben Davis, does play that pressure defense, and they do get up there in a little man. And, I mentioned earlier they've got to find some of these other receivers other than Andrew, but that time they were sitting back in zone. They didn't bite on the fake at all, and, the best thing that could have happened there for Avon was throwing the football away.
Weber, Peterson, and Moore all to the near side. Or, excuse me, that's Griffin.
Zone again.
Back to passes, Peters. Plenty of time. Fires. This one looked like it was tipped at the line of scrimmage and batted down, and that's going to bring up 4th down, and the Oriole punt team will take the field.
Yeah, didn't get a sack, but got enough pressure on Brandon that time, and he is 6'5", so he's going to throw over most of that, but somebody in the defensive front was smart enough at the last minute to get their hands up and caught part of that football and cause an incompletion.
Well, the clock stopped at 8:52 here in the 2nd quarter. It is Brandon Peters on to punt, and we heard in the scrimmage, after the scrimmage, Coach Bless said that they had been working Brandon out as a punter, and this is going to be his first punt attempt in punt formation, that is. And the Giants, they're not buying it, but Peters is going to kick this one and not get a very good punt off, and he's going to shank this one off to the right.
That doesn't help matters any. You don't want to give him good field position.
So Peters' punt is going to give the Giants excellent field position as they will start this drive. Let's see where they finally mark this
about
football.
The 35.
It looks like they're going to mark it at about the 41-yard line.
Yep.
So it's going to be a net punt of about 11 yards. And the Giants come out in a 14-14 tie with 8 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in this first half. Excellent field position as Jai Cooper once again returns to spearhead the Giants offense. They'll run 4 wide receivers, 2 each on each side of the field. Cooper fires right-hand side. Ball is tipped and almost intercepted.
That's Fitz.
Bryant Fitzgerald. Cooper was looking over to the near side for Jermaine Hoskins, who already has a touchdown pass. But Fitzgerald got his hands on the football, just couldn't bring it in, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, got himself underneath in the throwing lane, though, and made a big play.
So 2nd and 10, ball remains at the 42-yard line as, once again, Hoskins will come to the near side, and he'll be joined out here by Harrison Gloss. Cooper back to pass, fires near side, pass is complete at the 39, making one man miss, making another man miss. The penalty flag comes out as taking it down was Noah Thomas to about the 28.
I think that's an inadvertent face mask. Those are tackles you have to make in the open field, but that's a situation right there where you've got an awfully good athlete with room to run. What'd they call?
Illegal use of hands against the Giants.
Whoa.
So
we'll take it.
They will back this one up. And if I remember right, this would be 5 yards from the spot of the foul. So it will remain 2nd down. So they will mark it back 5 yards from the spot of the foul, which was around the 34-yard line. Or 10 yards. It goes back to the 44-yard line, and that will bring up 2nd down and about 12. So penalty wipes out the gain and makes it 2nd and 12 for the Giants as Cooper will look over 3 wideouts to the top of the formation, 1 to the near side. That's Dobson. Cooper flushed out, runs the left, trying to go deep, throws it up, and it's going to be batted down as making coverage was Andrew Griffin as he had Chris Evans one-on-one. We did not see Andrew play any in the defensive secondary last week against Plainfield, but with the talented Chris Evans out there, they elect to also use Andrew as a two-way player today, and that time he had excellent coverage on Ben Davis's talented Chris Evans.
Yeah, and that's the same side that Avon's been beat twice on, so I'm sure they don't want to do it full time, but at least right now, getting into the half, they want to make sure that Ben Davis doesn't get on the scoreboard again.
So 3rd down and 12 as Cooper has 3 wideouts to the top. He'll come back. He'll throw over the middle. Pass is complete. And then finally stacked up at about the 34-yard line. It's going to be a gain of maybe 10, but not enough for a 1st down. But it will bring up an interesting call for head coach Mike Kirshner, as it'll be 4th down and about 4.
Yeah, good pass protection by Ben Davis. I mentioned that Avon's offensive line has handled the blitz pretty well, but I'm equally as pressed right now. Avon brought at least 2 linebackers that time, and they gave the quarterback plenty of time, and he made a nice throw on a little curl route down there that, put him in position, but runs him a little short.
Story Emerson gets the catch, but Mike Kirshner calls timeout with 8:01 left to go first half. We're tied at 14. Back after this. This is Avon football on ASO.
Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
Jai Cooper hits Story Emerson for about a 10-yard gain, but it brings up 4th and 4. And Coach Kirshner is going to like to lead the offense on the field as they will go now
in a power set.
Cooper, the lone, is the quarterback. They give it to Evans. Evans over the left side. And Evans does have enough for the 1st down. Needed 4, got 5 as they ran a power set over the left-hand side. And Evans picks up the 1st down at the Avon 30-yard line. So the clock will move with 7:55 remaining in the first half, and they will stay in this power set. Cooper, this is Chris Evans, and Evans this time will get little to nothing on the play before it's broken up. Looks like coming across was A.J. Alcock to make the initial hit. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I don't want to eat my words here, but, if they stay in that power set, I think that, kind of falls into our hands because we played them inside here pretty well.
This time they will go back to the 4-wide look as the Jai Cooper will bring over to his left LaShawn Johnson. Johnson moves back to his right now. Cooper back to pass. Pressure comes. He gets rid of it, looking deep. He threw into double coverage and overthrew his intended receiver, John Tate Dobson, but there was a whole host of Orioles, and Cooper is slow to get up back at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, looks like, let me see here if he turns or gets a number. It looks like Matt Thompson. Matt's a 3-year starter, outstanding athlete, good leader. Looks like he got the big hit on him and caused him to overthrow.
Cooper is down, and while we tend to the injured Giant, we'll take a timeout as well with 7:11 left to go in the first half. We're tied at 14, the number 1 Giants and the number 6 Orioles. This is Oriole Football on Audio Sports Online.
Changes Home Care is a proud sponsor of Avon High School football broadcast. Changes Home Care assists the elderly in staying independent in the comfort of their own home as long as possible. They assist individuals with bathing, dressing, transportation, medication reminders, light housekeeping, companionship, and much more. Their office is on Shiloh Professional Drive in Avon. Changes Home Care serves Hendricks and Marion County as well as all of the surrounding counties. Their services are available 24/7, 365 days a year. For a consultation appointment, call area code 317-271-3800. That's area code 317-271-3800. Changes Home Care in Avon.
Giants quarterback Ajay Cooper slowly makes his way over to the Ben Davis sideline after the hit by Matt Thompson. And Matt is going to bring up 3rd down and 10, and that's also going to bring Alfonso Howard in at quarterback. Howard, the senior, Cooper, a junior, but it is Howard now out with Cooper on the sideline on a 4-wide set as they'll reset the play clock. To the near side, they will have Story Emerson. They will be joined by Jermaine Hoskins. They'll bring over to the left LaShawn Johnson as Hobson's back to pass. Fires left side looking and overthrowing his intended receiver, Chris Evans, on that far side. In coverage was Andrew Griffin once again, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, Andrew's just an outstanding athlete. I think he runs a lot better than a lot of people think. Great corner, doing double duty here tonight. I mean, I think he's certainly one of the better athletes on the field.
Well, Coach Kirshner on 4th and 10 is going to leave the offense on the field. Giants need to get down to about the 20-yard line of Avon to get a 1st down as Hobson takes the snap, drops back, pressure comes, and there goes Hobson down as he has sacked A.J. Elcock, who had 2 sacks in yesterday's contest, and also hobbling over here to the near side, I believe, is Timmy Osho.
To say that A.J. plays with a lot of emotion would be an understatement.
Would be a slight understatement, as the sack will drop the Giants quarterback Alfonso Howard at the Avon 37-yard line, and the Orioles will get a turnover on downs as they will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 37. Clock shows 6:58 left to go in this first half. 14-14 is our score. As Peters is back, he will hand off to DePriest, and DePriest is going to be leveled, and I mean absolutely clocked by Carlin Coleman, a senior defensive end for Ben Davis.
Yeah, came clean off the outside, wasn't blocked, but did make the big play. I do like, it's one of those things I'm not sure a lot of people would notice, but Brandon's changing up the cadence here a little bit. Held him a little bit longer, trying to get a little bit better read, trying to get them out of rhythm. Unfortunately, it didn't work, but, I do like the strategy.
Griffin, Weber, and Peterson to the near side on this 2nd down and 12. Peters has DePriest in the backfield, drops back to pass, fires downfield.
He's got him.
He's got Weber, and Weber is going to take it all the way in for the touchdown. A 65-yard touchdown pass. Brandon Peters to Harrison Weber.
Love the route. That's called a switch route. The 2 outside guys basically both went up the field, but they crossed. And when you cross like that, and they're playing man-to-man, they kind of run that little rub again, that little pick route, and the corner went inside with the outside receiver, and Harrison just took it up the sideline. And to say you could throw that football any better would be a lie.
Would be a lie. Sam Perino is on for the point after as the Orioles have their first lead of the night. Low snap, but a good hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. With 6:10 left to go in the first half, the number 6 Avon Orioles lead the number 1 team in the state, the Ben Davis Giants, 21-14. Back with a kickoff in a moment. This is Oriole football on Audio Sports Online. Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com. A 65-yard touchdown pass. Brandon Peters to Harrison Weber, and the Orioles have the lead over the number 1 team in the state, the Ben Davis Giants, 21-14 with 6:10 remaining in the first half. Perino's kick will be fielded at about the 7-yard line, coming up to the 15 to the 20. No on the left side, still running at the 30, and now breaking away to the 40, 45, 50, going to the 40, to the 30, and nobody's going to catch him, as running it back all the way for about a 93-yard kickoff return for the touchdown is, I believe that is Jordan Wilkerson with the return.
Great return, absolutely, what Ben Davis needed, and, what Avon didn't. Avon has played awfully well tonight in all phases of the game, and unfortunately, and Ben Davis is certainly capable of it. I mean, three big plays. You take out those 3 big plays, and, and I'm biased, but, I think Avon's dominated the game. They've done everything they're supposed to do, but they gave up 2 big passes, and now this kickoff return. This puts Ben Davis right back in the game. They just need to settle down, fix that, obviously, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of coaching going on at halftime. But, I'd say right now Avon has more than held their own in all phases of the game.
Drake on for the point after the 93-yard kickoff return for touchdown by Jordan Wilkerson. The point after is good, but a penalty flag, which we might have roughing the kicker, and I believe it might have been A.J. Elcock. And this one will be assessed on the kickoff. So we'll take a timeout with 5:52 left to go first half. We are tied at 21. This is Oriole football on Audio Sports Online.
Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area, just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning appointments are available. Avon Dental Center has made and donated custom mouth guards to Avon High School athletes every year for the last 15 years. For more information on how parents can get a mouth guard for their high school athlete or any dental questions, go to avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center.
93-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Jordan Wilkerson. Drake Skiles' point after is good, but a roughing the kicker penalty is going to have this football kicked off at the 45-yard line. As I believe A.J. Elcock got in there and sent Mr. Skiles to the turf. So they will kick this ball off, the Giants will, from their 45. Now, all the kickoffs have been short, and they've all been returned pretty much by an up man for Avon. So we'll see how they play this one. And it's an onside kick, and it's going to be offsides against Ben Davis.
Which is too bad, because now they'll probably kick it deep. And in this situation, since he only kicked the ball 5 yards, Avon would have had the ball at the 50-yard line.
So they will back up Ben Davis 5 yards. And they'll try it again. So now coming out to kick will be Dominic Washington. I believe before it was Chris Evans that actually kicked that onside kick. but the Giants were offsides, and now Dominic Washington will be out to kick it, and he looks like he's going to set this one up to go deep. We're tied at 21, 5:52 left to go first half. Washington will kick it. It will still be short, and Carmichael will take it at the 19, try to make a man miss, and he'll finally be roughed down, and that's going to be either a face mask or a horse collar, one of the two, as they got Chad Carmichael tackled down around the neck area at the 29-yard line. So looks like we're going to tack 15 yards on top of the return, and the Orioles should have good field position. They'll call the face mask penalty, and it will put the ball all the way up to near the Oriole 44-yard line. Penalties on both sides and big plays. That's been the rule of the game so far. Orioles, as Coach Shelbourne says, they've probably been the most consistent offensively of the two teams, but you can't take away anything from the Giants and their big plays that they've had in this football game, as the Orioles will have it 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line with 5:45 left to go in the half, and we're all tied at 21. Peters has DePriest to his left as the play clock down to 10, and he'll give it to Corey. Corey will look for some room, and he will get maybe a yard or two before he is brought down. Jasmine Rice Jr., the outside linebacker, came in to make the tackle after a pickup of about 2, maybe 3 yards on the play up to the Oriole 46-yard line. 21-21. Both teams who pitched shutouts last week have now given up 21 points each before we've reached halftime of this game. Giants show blitz, and Peters will keep it on the fake of the handoff, and a penalty flag comes in flying from the backside. Peters slid shy of the first down, but we're going to have penalty called against Avon, and once again, a penalty hurts the Orioles, as Brandon would have had a 3rd and short. Instead, it's going to be 2nd and long.
Good call, though. Just enough to kind of keep them honest, let them know that Brandon can run. It's not something you want to do, too many times a game, but he is capable of making that big play, and he did make it. But, there's that mental error again that hurts him.
Holding penalties called against Avon. That pushes the ball all the way back to the Oriole 35-yard line. So it will be 2nd down and about 17 yards to go as the clock hits the 5-minute mark left to go in quarter number 2, all tied up at 21. 3 wideouts to the near side. Giants so blitz from the outside. They'll back out of it. They'll give the ball to DePriest. DePriest finds a lane to the 40, 45, and across the midfield stripe into Giants territory before he is brought down by Jonte Dobson. A nice pickup as DePriest takes it, gains much of that yardage back onto the Giant 49-yard line. Will be 3rd down and about 3.
Well, really just kind of basic football philosophy. They're trying to line up in a 3-man front, blitzing a linebacker, making it 4. Avon's got 5 blockers, and right now Avon's just handling things up front really, really well.
3rd down, 3 yards to go. 3 wideouts. Peters takes the snap, fakes the handoff, fires. He has Andrew Griffin on the slant. That's just as easy as it gets. And Andrew will take it down to the Giant 42-yard line and pick up an Oriole 1st down.
That's like stealing. That's one of the times that, Ben Davis doesn't like to play a lot of zone. I know Coach Williams, wants to get after you. They're trying to cover him up a little bit. They're playing some too deep back there. They've got 2 safeties sitting on the hash marks to try to stop the deep pass, but when that corner's playing on the outside, that little slant route where he's got plenty of room in there is a pretty easy throw and catch.
1st and 10 for the Orioles at the Giant 42-yard line, and we'll have a timeout called by Avon's Mark Bless with 3:52 remaining in this first half. Orioles use their first of allotted 3 timeouts, and we will be back right after this. We're tied at 21. This is Oriole football on Audio Sports Online.
McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900.
It's been a whale of a football game so far, and we haven't reached halftime yet. Our score with 3:52 left to go in the first half, we are all knotted up at 21 apiece between the 6th-ranked Orioles and the number 1 Ben Davis Giants, alongside the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelbourne. I'm Brian Scott. 1st and 10 for the Orioles at the Giant 42-yard line. They'll bring 3 wide outs, 2 to the near side. Andrew Griffin is at the far side with Corey DePriest to the right of Brandon Peters out of the gun. Giants so blitz. Peters back to pass, plenty of protection, fires, has a man, and coming through and making the catch, taking the hit, and coming down with it is Jordan Peterson. It was a great hit, but a better catch.
Yeah,
and
terrific.
Peterson takes it down inside the 30.
Terrific catch. I mean, good throw. Again, they're playing that a little too deep. They're attacking that inside. He got inside. They're afraid of Andrew out there going deep on him. Jordan found the opening, and, the ball's just always going to be on the money.
Coming in to make the tackle was Deontay Redfield, and he laid a wallop, but nice catch from Jordan.
Got to go deep.
3 wide outs to the top. That's Andrew Griffin on the near side. Blitz comes, Peters back, fires, and he's looking for Griffin, and he's just going to get the flag because there was no way that Rodney Williams Jr. was ever going to be able to stop that from being a completion without mugging Andrew Griffin around the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I know they want to hide that coverage as long as they can, but, boy, they didn't. There wasn't any doubt sitting up here in the box, and, those of us that have been around football a little bit could see that pretty plainly, that they were going to bring the house. They were up there bump and run man. They could have gone really to any of the 4 receivers with the kind of coverage they were in if they had time to protect. Obviously, you go to your big money guy, Andrew Griffin, and, they just weren't able to stop him. Avon's in great field position here. They're down on the 12-yard line with plenty of time to go right before the half.
3:21 remains in the second quarter. We're tied at 21. Orioles inside the 15. The ball spotted at the 12-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Matt Moore is the lone wide receiver to the near side. Giants shift on the defensive front. Peters has Corey DePriest to his left. Blitz comes up the middle. Peters fires, has Matt Moore. Matt Moore will be...
That's the back shoulder throw again. Touchdown.
It's a touchdown. Took a while to see it, but a 12-yard touchdown strike from Brandon Peters to Matt Moore, and the Orioles are once again out in front of the Giants pending the point after.
Yeah, Ben Davis down here close. They're trying to play man-to-man. They're trying to take away the inside. If you throw that, and that's a tough pass to throw, you throw it to the outside short, they can't defend it. Matt Moore is just a matchup problem for everybody. They got him out here on somebody that he could out-athlete, and, Brandon put the ball on the money, and, again, great protection, great drive for Avon.
3:15 remains in this first half. Brandon Peters, 3 touchdown passes already in this contest, and the Orioles lead the number 1 Giants 28-21. Back with a kickoff after this. This is Oriole Football on AudioSportsOnline.com.
We'd like to thank Citywide Paving for their support of Avon Football and our Avon Football broadcast this year. Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
This kick's going to be taken at the 5-yard line to the 15 to the 20, and then running into his own man on the return was Jordan Wilkerson. And this time the kickoff return will be stopped inside the 20 at around the 18-yard line, with Avon up 28-21 with 3:08 remaining in this first half. Alongside Dave Shelbourne, I'm Brian Scott. A 12-yard touchdown pass. Brandon Peters to Matt Moore put the Orioles back out in front. Last time the Orioles got out in front, they allowed a 93-yard touchdown on the kickoff return. This time they pin it back, and it will be Howard as they give it to Evans on the pitch. Evans comes around the near side, looks for some room, and he'll finally be ridden out of bounds to the far side. Scott Campbell manages to push him out of bounds, but a nice pickup from the Giants' senior tailback, a gain of close to 10, and they're going to look at it very closely, and they will give him the first down as Evans picks up 10 yards on the play.
Yeah, they've got a long way to go in 3 minutes. It'll be interesting to see their philosophy here, to see if they really want to, try to put it up and take a chance and score to tie it up at halftime, or if they're going to be a little bit conservative with their play calling.
And here's a give, and not going anywhere is coming in to make the tackle. Looked like C.J. Hunt was there first, and Brody Good also in on the tackle. Gain of maybe a yard or two by Evans, and it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, Avon has held up extremely well up front. They've matched the physicality of Ben Davis very well.
Here's a throw by Howard. He's looking over the far left side. He was looking for Zion Blow, and pass is incomplete, and that'll bring up 3rd down and long for the Giants.
Yeah, good coverage out there in the flat by Brian Fitzgerald.
So 3rd down and 8. Ball knows the football just shy of the 30-yard line. As Ajay Cooper is back out on the field. He left earlier. It looked like he was a little dinged up, but he's started this drive. They'll bring Chris Evans to his left, and now we're going to have a false start against the Giants, and an inopportune time for Mike Kirshner's club to pick up a penalty as they had 3rd and 8. Now it's going to make it 3rd and even longer as we'll move the ball back to just inside the 25-yard line.
Actually, if we get an incompletion here, Avon's going to have plenty of time and hopefully get the ball somewhere around midfield. So, they might have another opportunity to get in.
High snap. Cooper brings it down, and then A.J. Alcock brings him down. A sack back at the 15-yard line on the high snap, and again, A.J. Alcock coming in a house of fire, and after that sack, head coach Mark Bless with 2:21 remaining in the half will take his 2nd timeout as the Giants will be forced to punt with 2:21 left. This is Oriole football on ASO.
Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning hours are available. Avon Dental Center offers high-tech dentistry that includes dental implants, orthodontics, and one-appointment crowns. At Avon Dental Center, their priority is to deliver quality care to informed patients in a comfortable and convenient setting. You can get more information at avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center.
A.J. Alcock's sack of Ajay Cooper will lead to a punting situation for the Giants as Story Emerson will be back to kick this ball away. Back deep, Corey DePriest and Jordan Peterson for the Orioles. They'll stand back at around their own 41-yard line. 2:21 left to go in the half, and the Orioles up 28-21. Good snap, and they'll get this ball away. A nice high kick, and calling for the fair catch is DePriest. He muffs it, but this time the Orioles fall on it as DePriest ran up to catch the football, and I believe Ian Pendleton was the one that finally was able to cover it up. So the Orioles will have the football 1st and 10 in Giants territory at the 48-yard line.
Scary.
So that's twice now on punts that the Orioles have muffed it. They lost one earlier in the contest that led to 7 Ben Davis points. This time they're fortunate enough to fall on it, and they'll have the football. 1 timeout remaining and 2:12 left to go in this first half, up by 7 as Peters brings the offense onto the field. Brandon back to pass, fires left side, pass is complete. He's got, I believe, Harrison Weber over here on the near side. Weber went down to a knee to catch the ball, so they'll spot him down right there They will say he is shy of the first down marker, so it'll be second down and about a yard as they'll spot the ball inside the 39-yard line, 2nd and 1.
Yeah, nice throw. Ben Davis right now playing back in zone. They just took the easy one. They're going to do it again here.
This time, Peters looking for Andrew Griffin on the far side, but good coverage there by Darius Randolph, the senior outside linebacker of the Giants. That'll bring up 3rd and 1.
Still plenty of time, 1:45 to go and a half. We're down here inside the 40. If we're patient, we'll be fine.
So 3rd down and 1. Clock stopped. 1:42 remains here in the first half. Orioles still with a timeout remaining. And Peters will just keep it himself and power over the right side, take it down to near the 35, 36-yard line, and it'll be a first down for the Orioles. So they'll move the chain, set them up, and the clock will move as they spot the ball ready. Back to pass. Peters gets flushed out, now runs, comes to the left side, and he'll just slide down inside the 35, down at about the 34-yard line. Pickup of a couple and call it maybe 2 yards, and it will be 2nd down and 8. Clock moves. 1:16 remaining in the first half.
Get the ball set. Get the ball set.
Peters quickly, as the blitz comes, picked up by DePriest. Now Brandon runs to the near side. He will run. He'll get a block, and he might have the first down.
Yeah, great block on a comeback by Andrew Griffin, and I think Brandon knew exactly what he needed, and he got it.
And a good pickup by Corey DePriest as he picked up the blitzing linebacker. Gave Andrew just enough time, or Brandon just enough time to get out there. They will spot him shy of the first down marker. However, he will go out of bounds. That'll stop the clock with 1:01 remaining, but it'll be 3rd and 1 at the Giant 26-yard line.
I'll tell you, Corey's not very big, but if anybody doubts his toughness on that last pickup, he took on a guy about twice his size and drilled him.
This time the Giants will call a timeout with 1:01 left and 3rd and 1 for the Orioles. Back in a moment. This is Oriole Football on Audio Sports Online. Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon Football Broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com. Well, Coach Mike Kirshner may be regretting this timeout call because that allowed the officials to take another look at it. They're measuring, and they're still going to say that the Orioles are shy by about a half a foot or so. So in the end, it doesn't hurt because it gave the officials a little bit of time to go look at that one, and they brought the chains out, I'm sure, at Coach Mark Bless's urging. But it is still going to be 3rd and short with the ball at the Giant 26-yard line with 1:01 remaining in the first half. Avon up 28-21. And this time Peters will work under center. He's already gotten a first down on the quarterback sneak. The Giants stack it up. Brandon tries to go to the left side, and this is going to be close.
That shouldn't be. Forward progress, he made it easily.
So we'll see. Peters tried to find some room on the left side.
No. The guy on our sideline has got it marked correctly.
Clock is still running, and now they will stop it as the officials let maybe about 8-9 seconds run off the clock while they stared at the yard to gain marker. And now they're all talking about where should this be spotted.
Well, the guy on the Avon sideline looked like he had it spotted correctly, and hopefully that's the spot they'll go with.
Right now they are questioning the back judge as far as how much time should be on the clock, which I'm sure they're going to adjust. And now,
which is fine, because this will give Avon a chance to kind of gather up here a little bit, come up with the call they need while they're trying to make the adjustment on the clock. It's really like another timeout.
And they're talking to the near side official who had the ball spotted. We can't exactly see the yard to gain marker here because it's in front of the Oriole players.
Well, but looking here, I mean, it looks from here like he made it. So I think they're talking really more about the clock than the spot.
So a lot of standing around at the moment. And they're going to move the change. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Orioles. And now the question will be how much time remains on the clock. Clock currently is stopped at 41 seconds, but a good 8 to 10 seconds ran off the clock while they all stared at the yard to gain marker. So we'll see what they elect to do. First down, and Coach Bless is waiting to see. They are going to put time back on the clock. I was too far away to see what the official flashed to the Ben Davis press box.
Yeah, it's just a matter of how much.
They'll put only 4 seconds back on the clock, so
wow.
45 seconds. A good 8 to 10 ran off, but all Coach Bless and the Orioles are going to gain as an additional 4. 45 seconds remain in this first half. Avon leads 28 to 21. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the Giant 25-yard line.
You got a 5-man crew. You got a guy responsible for the clock. That's something that shouldn't happen in a game of this stature.
So the clock will move as Peters takes the snap, and he'll spike the football.
No, that's Misner. I don't know why.
Oh, now they're going to throw the flag. Well, he didn't really throw it directly down, and if that's going to be the only argument on that it's going to be intentional grounding because he didn't spike it straight down to the ground. He threw it pretty much at the center's feet. And I don't think Coach Bless liked that.
Well, I'll tell you what, I hate to be critical of anybody, but that's 2 bad errors by the officiating crew in the last minute of the first half of a game with, of this status. That should never happen.
They will call, it was Cameron Meisner that took the snap. He was just out there to stop the clock.
That's a poor call.
And deaden the clock, but instead of throwing it directly down into the ground, he kind of threw it at an angle at his center's feet, and the officials are going to call him for intentional grounding.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed for that officiating crew. That's a terrible call.
Ball's now at the 34-yard line. Clock shows 41 seconds. Peters back to pass. He looks, fires, has a man open. Penalty flag. This one's going to come back. They have a man, Jordan Peterson, who makes the catch down near about the 17-yard line, but this one looks like it's going to come back as a penalty flag's all the way back at the 41. And holding is going to be the call against Avon. So an intentional grounding penalty, a holding penalty, and where the Orioles just 10 seconds, or about less than 10 seconds ago, had it 1st and 10 at the Giant 25. Now will find themselves, let's say they got a long ways to go as the ball's going to be all the way spotted back at the Oriole 49-yard line. 2nd down, about 30 with 31 seconds remaining. Now do you just kind of...
No, they'll try to hit a crossing route of some kind. They'll try to get Andrew or somebody coming across the middle. That's a zone defense.
Peters back to pass. Plenty of time. Steps up, fires down the field, looking. And he was looking, I believe, down there. That was Harrison Weber. He was double coverage, but that's just Brandon throwing it to where nobody was going to get that football. And the clock stops with 25 seconds, and it's now 3rd down for Avon.
Yeah, the only bad part, and something that you do have to consider here, is if we end up with another incompletion or we don't get much yardage, then we're going to end up having to punt here, in the last 20 seconds of the half, and I'm sure that's not something they'd like to do.
So 3rd and 35. 2 wide outs. They're just going to give the ball to DePriest and let him run it right up the middle, and he'll get it back to Giants territory. And the Giants will use their 3rd and final timeout with 21 seconds remaining in the first half. Avon leads 28-21, but a rather bizarre last 20 so seconds here in game clock. as we've watched an intentional grounding call on a stopping of the clock on a spike. We've seen a holding penalty. We've seen time taken off the clock while they check for a first down, then only 4 seconds put back on the clock. And now it will be 4th down, and we will see who punts this ball. The only punt so far this evening has been by Brandon Peters, and it wasn't one of the nicer punts that you're going to see. We'll see if Sam Perino is going to be out there, and indeed it will be Perino that looks like he's going to come out to punt this ball away. Chris Evans will drop back deep for the Ben Davis Giants, and he will be joined back there by Jordan Wilkerson. So Perino will punt. He'll stand at his own 38-yard line. Evans and Wilkerson will stand back at around their own 15. 21 seconds remain in the first half. Avon up 28-21. Giants already have a touchdown on a kickoff return tonight. Perino gets this one off, and he hits a nice punt. Evans is going to have to take it, and he lets it bounce, and it's going to bounce and go into the end zone. Fortunate there for Ben Davis.
We're really not a problem. 12 seconds to go. Ben Davis will come out and kneel on it. Avon's played a great first half. I think they're going to go in feeling pretty confident. They've dominated, like I've mentioned, and yes, I'm biased, but I think every phase of the game, they've given up 3 big plays. Other than that, I think they've played a great first half.
So we have 12 seconds remaining in the first half. Avon up 28-21 over the number 1 team in the state of Indiana, the Ben Davis Giants. A high-scoring first half after we watched both of these defenses shut down their opponents in week 1. It's the offenses taking center stage here in week 2, as here is a give to Chris Evans, and he's probably not going to thank Ajay Cooper a whole heck of a lot, because Cooper waited a long time to hand him off that football, and when all was said and done, Evans is going to end up being wrapped up by Zach Batustik and Timmy Osho. That's the end of the first half here at Ben Davis High School as the teams head to the locker room. And the 6th-ranked Orioles lead the number 1 ranked Ben Davis Giants 28-21. We're going to pay some bills, and we'll come back. This is Oriole Football on Audio Sports Online.
Changes Home Care is a proud sponsor of Avon High School football broadcast. Changes Home Care assists the elderly in staying independent in the comfort of their own home as long as possible. They assist individuals with bathing, dressing, transportation, medication reminders, light housekeeping, companionship, and much more. Their office is on Shiloh Professional Drive in Avon. Changes Home Care serves Hendricks and Marion County as well as all of the surrounding counties. Their services are available 24/7, 365 days a year. For a consultation appointment, call area code 317-271-3800. That's area code 317-271-3800. Changes Home Care in Avon.
McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900. We'd like to thank Citywide Paving for their support of Avon football and our Avon football broadcast this year.
Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning hours are available. Avon Dental Center offers high-tech dentistry that includes dental implants, orthodontics, and one-appointment crowns. At Avon Dental Center, their priority is to deliver quality care to informed patients in a comfortable and convenient setting. You can get more information at avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center.
Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing
Changes Home Care is a proud sponsor of Avon High School football broadcast. Changes Home Care assists the elderly in staying independent in the comfort of their own home as long as possible. They assist individuals with bathing, dressing, transportation, medication reminders, light housekeeping, companionship, and much more. Their office is on Shiloh Professional Drive in Avon. Changes Home Care serves Hendricks and Marion County as well as all of the surrounding counties. Their services are available 24/7, 365 days a year. For a consultation appointment, call area code 317-271-3800. That's area code 317-271-3800. Changes Home Care in Avon.
halftime at Ben Davis High School as the Avon Orioles rank 6th in Class 6A, lead the number 1 team in Class 6A by the score of 28-21. It's halftime here at Ben Davis High School alongside the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelbourne. I'm Brian Scott. A rather exciting first half of football. I think we both thought this was going to be a pretty good game when we looked at what we had coming into this game. I don't know if either of us thought we'd watch some of these offenses go up and down the field, however. Avon's been definitely the more efficient and impressive offense, but you can't knock Ben Davis. They have been making the big plays all night.
Well, there's a reason why they won the state championship last year. They're well coached. They've got great athletes. They know how to overcome adversity. But, I think overall, I'm not sure exactly what the stats will look like, but, I think Avon's defense has done a nice job. They've controlled the running game tremendously, and, the only thing they've done is they've given up 2 long passes. They kind of remedied that a little bit by putting Andrew Griffin in the game there at the second quarter, and it stopped that. But, when they went ahead 21-14, that's a time when they, the momentum switch should have been to Avon, and they gave up a great 93-yard kickoff return, but then they showed a lot of poise, coming back at the end of the half and, and putting it away. And really, other than, I don't even know how to describe it at the end of the half. A little chaos there in a lot of cases, had an opportunity really to go up by 2 scores at the end of the half. So, it's been the kind of game we thought it would be. We thought it would be a big play game, and it has been. We thought it would be a high-scoring game, and it has been. I've really been impressed with Avon's front. They've got those 2 freshmen. I knew that, they would be tested here a little bit, and, at least from what I can see without watching the film, I think they've held up pretty well. Brandon's, been Brandon, and he's moved the ball around. I like the fact that they've also gotten the ball out here to Harrison Weber for the big play, and Jordan Peterson has made some nice catches, and they came down here. You could tell they've done a little homework. Coach Moore does a great job getting his team ready, and they got the mismatch down here with Matt Moore on a defender and back-shouldered him for the touchdown down here. So I've really been impressed with the preparation that Avon has done. They've mixed things up. Corey Dupree at running back. I mean, he's not the biggest kid in the world, but boy, does he play large. And, Fitzgerald has come in there and done a nice job kind of spot playing for him a little bit. So, I've been impressed with what they've done. A.J. Alcock's got a couple of sacks, and if you didn't know it, he let you know with his celebrations. He got excited. Matt Thompson made the big sack in there. I think their front has done a great job, and really my concern a little bit with the secondary, against the kind of athletes that Ben Davis has. And, it did hurt him on the two big plays, but other than the two big plays, I think they played very well.
And we saw Coach Bless immediately after that second long touchdown pass. Andrew Griffin's now in the secondary.
Well, Andrew's, the best defensive back they have. You don't want to have to play some of your key performers two ways, especially in a game of this stature. But, sometimes you just have to do the wise thing and make sure you get your best athletes on the field. And, that second quarter, Andrew did a nice job. And, you didn't see those big plays out of Ben Davis. I think if I remember, both their touchdowns were in the first quarter. Second quarter, their only score was on that kickoff return. So the defense, pretty much shut them out in the second quarter. And, Avon's defensive front, I think probably, where Avon's getting to the point now where we can match up physically pretty much across the board. It used to be some of our better athletes would be as good as Ben Davis's better athletes, but we didn't have quite as many. But I've been impressed with the front six, the three down guys, Gunnar Larson and Osho and AJ and, a couple of the other guys that have gotten in have done a great job. And I think I'll match our three inside linebackers up with anybody. I think Levi Hawk in his first year is doing a great job. Matt Thompson, I think, is as good a linebacker as you'll see in the state. And Brody Good, who spent last year on injured reserve with an ACL, has come back bigger and stronger and playing tough as can be. So, right now I like the position Avon is in. I think they've they're in at halftime. I'm sure they came into the game, and, you hate to word it this way, but, just kind of hoping they could play well and not being really sure if they could match up a little bit here with Ben Davis. But I don't think there's any doubt in their mind sitting in that locker room right now that, they're in control of the game. And as long as they, don't make mistakes, don't have those penalties, don't give up big plays, that there isn't any reason why they can't come out here in the second half and continue to do the things they did in the first half.
And the great thing that we see about the Orioles here in this first half, they have given up some big plays. They even got their first lead of the contest, only to watch it get tied up on the ensuing kickoff. Yet, doesn't seem to really bring them down. They're still fighting out there. They're not dragging tails between their legs. Chests are out, chins are up, and they're playing still very, very hard.
Well, a lot of poise, and the coach in me is going to compliment the coaching staff. I think Coach Bless, he's got a demeanor that, basically says we're going to be fine. He's kind of calm and, cool most of the time. He's turned over the offensive stuff to Eric Moore, and I think Eric has done a terrific job taking advantage of the athletes he has. And Chris Bombi, defensively, we've held up well. Not doing a whole lot of things here, and the mistakes they made, they sure fixed in a hurry. And I like the position that Avon is in. I mean, I think they've come in with a real sound game plan. They've been able to execute it very well. They get excited at the right times and make the plays when they need to. And you're right. I think those 35 seniors are showing a lot of poise. And, when you got, I mentioned a little bit last week, but, Brandon Peters, I think, has gone from being a great athlete, a quarterback, to a great quarterback. I mean, he's just got the world of poise. He makes plays. He knows when to run out of bounds. He knows when to throw the ball away. They've had him running here a little bit, but, he just has that air about him that if he has time, he's going to make plays, and, and his team's going to get it in the end zone.
The Orioles have been making plays, and that's why at halftime they lead the Giants 28-21. Let's take a look at what's happening around the Hoosier Crossroads Conference after the first week. And after the first week of games, it was a pretty good week for the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, where only two of the teams ended up with losses in week one. Last week, we saw the Hamilton Southeastern Royals pick up one of those losses. They fell to Carmel by the score 28-7. It was Fishers defeating North Central last week 28-0. In what was an absolute shootout, Noblesville defeated Lawrence North 55-50. The Brownsburg Bulldogs found themselves down. They made a rally, but in the end, they couldn't hang with the Pike Red Devils, and the Bulldogs fell 55-34. Westfield defeated Harrison 38-21. It was Zionsville defeating McCutcheon last week 35-6. Action tonight. The Brownsburg Bulldogs are at Lawrence North. Fishers is at Pike. That should be a good contest. Hamilton Southeastern is at North Central. Noblesville is at Hamilton Heights. Westfield is at Southport. That should be a good game. And Zionsville is at Lebanon. Everybody is in action next week in Hoosier Crossroads Conference play. Of course, with the 7 teams, there will always be one team playing a non-conference matchup. Games next week, Coach Shelbourne and I will be at Hamilton Southeastern as the Orioles will take on Scott May's Hamilton Southeastern Royals. Officials will be at Noblesville in what should be a good early season's test. Franklin is at Brownsburg in the non-conference game for the Bulldogs, and Westfield is at Zionsville. That's the schedule next week. When we take a look at the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, of course, some of the teams that got a lot of publicity coming into this season in the HCC, well, of course, the Avon Orioles, they're ranked 6th. Hamilton Southeastern, a lot of people expect Scott May's team to bounce back this year. The other team that had a lot of press coming into the season was the Brownsburg Bulldogs. They are 0-1, and right now, head coach Brett Comer's team, they haven't won a game since last year's Avon game. They have lost 7 in a row, and then they, of course, are playing tonight at again, Lawrence North. So that's a big matchup over there at Lawrence North. And the entire Hoosier Crossroads Conference will be in action come next week. We're about ready for second half action here at Ben Davis High School as the Giants trail the Avon Orioles 28-21. This is Oriole football on ASO.
Changes Home Care is a proud sponsor of Avon High School football broadcast. Changes Home Care assists the elderly in staying independent in the comfort of their own home as long as possible. They assist individuals with bathing, dressing, transportation, medication reminders, light housekeeping, companionship, and much more. Their office is on Shiloh Professional Drive in Avon. Changes Home Care serves Hendricks and Marion County as well as all of the surrounding counties. Their services are available 24/7, 365 days a year. For a consultation appointment, call area code 317-271-3800. That's area code 317-271-3800. Changes Home Care in Avon.
McNamara Florist is Indy's hometown florist since 1954, with 8 convenient locations, including the new Avon store on Rockville Road. McNamara Florist is famous for our floral designs for all occasions that help our clients express their emotions through flowers. Visit McNamara Florist for outstanding personal service and to select from the renowned home decor merchandising, including stunning Christmas classics. McNamara Florist is located at 9655 East Highway 36 in Avon, and you can give them a call at 579-7900. We'd like to thank Citywide Paving for their support of Avon football and our Avon football broadcast this year.
Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning hours are available. Avon Dental Center offers high-tech dentistry that includes dental implants, orthodontics, and one-appointment crowns. At Avon Dental Center, their priority is to deliver quality care to informed patients in a comfortable and convenient setting. You can get more information at avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center.
Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com. Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com.
Both teams wrapping up halftime warm-ups as we prepare for the second half of action here at Ben Davis High School, with the score, the 6th-ranked Avon Orioles leading the number one team in Class 6A in the state, the Ben Davis Giants, 28-21. Alongside the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelbourne, I'm Brian Scott. An excellent offensive performance by the Orioles in that first half. 3 Brandon Peters touchdown passes and a Corey DePriest touchdown run. That is the scoring. Peters has been efficient as he was in week number 1. Very, very accurate, not taking too many chances with the football, and just simply being very efficient with this offense. The defense got burned a couple of times in that first quarter. That allowed 2 long touchdown passes by Ben Davis. A kickoff return for a touchdown, a 93-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. That's the other score. Other than that, and it's kind of odd to say other than that, it's really been just those 3 big plays that have kept Ben Davis in this football game. It has been controlled predominantly by Avon in the first half, and we'll see if that will hold up here as we get ready for second half action with a score 28-21. It's been a beautiful night for football here at Ben Davis, and right now the Orioles are getting ready for this second half to see if they can continue this trend. Again, a very, very efficient offense. The defense, after those 2 first quarter touchdowns, they have really locked down on this Ben Davis offense. We'll see if they can continue that in the second half.
Start off with the defense here to start the second half. It's always fun in the third quarter just to kind of see what adjustments, tweaking your game plan, I guess I would call it a little bit. Both teams, I'm sure, went down. Some of the things that they planned on working probably didn't work quite as well as they thought. Other things, like I said, Ben Davis came out in a three-man front. I don't know that I've ever seen them do that. I don't get to see them every week, but that, I think, was a new wrinkle for them to try to stop the passing game here a little bit. I thought Avon countered very well with the running game, and Avon's out here really just kind of playing their same style of defense and for the most part holding up pretty well. So we'll see how the third quarter goes. Hopefully the momentum will stay with Avon. They finished up the first half in pretty good shape.
Jordan Wilkerson and Chris Evans back deep for the Ben Davis Giants as Sam Perino gets ready to kick this football off to begin quarter number 3 at Ben Davis, with the Orioles up 28-21. The Giants will have the football to begin this second half as Perino runs up, puts a foot into it, and kicks it deep. It'll be taken at the 6-yard line to the 15 to the 20. Wilkerson cuts it back to the near side, tries to run laterally. He's going to run about 15 yards, does get to turn it up before he is met and dropped. Coming in to make the tackle for Avon was Parker Munger, a 6'2", 185-pound senior defensive back. He plants Wilkerson down at about the 29, 30-yard line, and the Giants will have the ball right there. They'll spot it at the 29, first down and 10.
Yeah, ran it down pretty well. He might have run 60 yards to get it back up to the 30, but it was a nice run back, but Avon played it pretty well.
Ajay Cooper will begin the third quarter at quarterback for the Giants. Cooper had to leave the game briefly in the first half after Matt Thompson planted him for on a deep pass. Here's the pitch to Evans. Evans looks for some room, gets around the left side, but finds very little running room. Might have gained a yard before he's going to be submarined down. Looks like coming over to make the tackle was Timmy Osho for the Orioles
as well.
And Bryant Fitzgerald also in on the tackle. So second down and 8 for the Giants. The ball just across the 30-yard line, as Cooper will have 4 wideouts, and once again a penalty flag will fly. And we'll see. And they will mark off 5 yards as the offside will be called against the Orioles. So the Orioles haven't really had a lot of big penalties, but they have had a lot of these 5-yard offsides penalties. False starts tonight. High snap, and this one's going to be blown dead rather late as Cooper got the ball off, sent the pass over to the left side, but this is no play as the officials dead ball false start. So the 5 yards they gained on the offsides will be given back on the illegal procedure penalty.
Yeah, they did run the play anyway, and it's a play that I was a little bit surprised we didn't see a little bit more of the first half. They're running a little bubble screen, which, with Avon's alignment, at least sitting upstairs, looks like it ought to be a good play. Right now, Avon's backing off a little bit, and I think their philosophy is if you want to throw it, we'll chase it down and run it down, but I'm a little bit surprised that we haven't seen that a couple of times in the first half.
So we're right back where we started, second down, about 9 yards to go, back at the 30-yard line for Cooper and the Giants. Opening drive of the second half. Here's the pitch to Evans. Evans looks for some room, and he will not find it. Is coming in to make the play over there on that far side. Matt Thompson came in to make the tackle.
Yeah, Matt's a big play kid. Great in the open field. I think runs a lot better than anyone really understands, and makes those big plays when they need to. Third and long here. Good drive here for Avon if they can get to stop and get the ball back.
Loss of couple on the play will make it third down and 12 as Cooper's back to pass. Fires. Ball is in and out of the hands. I believe he was looking over the far sidelines. That was Chris Evans, the intended receiver. It's in and out of his hands, and the Giants are going to be forced to punt on their opening possession of the second half, and you really couldn't ask for anything more if you're the Orioles defensive coaching staff.
That is correct, and the only thing we're all going to ask for right now is to catch the punt. We've had two muffs back here, and one hurt us, one we were able to jump on the ball, but we've got to be a little bit more sure-handed.
Emerson gets this one away, and it's a beauty of a punt, and it's going to be fielded by Peterson at the 29. Makes a move, cuts up to the near side, and he will be ridden out of bounds at about the 38-yard line, tackled by Harrison Goss, a senior defensive back. But Peterson with the run.
Nice catch, great return. That's exactly what you want on a punt return. They executed that perfectly.
So now the Avon Orioles will be brought out to have their first series of the second half after holding Ben Davis on their first possession with 10:37 left to go third quarter, and the Orioles up 28-21. Alongside Dave Shelbourne, I'm Brian Scott. Brandon Peters is out there with Brian Fitzgerald.
Back in their three-man front, but they're playing a little bit more zone. They're playing back off of them a little bit more.
Nice play-action pass. They get Matt Moore down the seam for a quick hitter. That'll pick up about 8 yards to the 45.
Yeah, excellent call again with the zone. Ben Davis trying to mix things up here a little bit. They'll pressure on one play, set back on another, hoping to disrupt the Avon offense. First down play action is always a great call, and now they're 2nd and 2.
Weber, Peterson, and Moore to the far side. Griffin to the near side. The give is to Fitzgerald. He will stumble across, and he will keep it churning. And he still hasn't been brought down. They're at the midfield stripe, and now they'll finally wrestling down to the ground as Bryant looks like he was going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, and instead he plows ahead as the rest of the Orioles kind of push him up to the 49-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Avon.
Well, they pushed the pile really well. They did bring 6 that time. They brought the house. That's a play that probably shouldn't have worked with all the bodies Ben Davis had in there, but because Avon's offensive linemen pushed the pile like they did, Avon's got the first down.
3 wideouts to the near side on this 1st and 10 from the Oriole 49. Giants show blitz. They come. Peters back to pass. Now he flushes out to his right. Still going. He throws. Penalty flag. And there were Brandon Peters off of 1 foot. Threw it about 30 yards. He was looking for Jordan Peterson. There is a penalty flag, and it's going to be another penalty called against Avon, and this one's going to hurt as the penalty flag is back at the 37-yard line.
Yeah, they brought pressure again. Avon held on for a while. They started to lose it a little bit, and that's when the hold occurs. They tried to hold the protection a little bit longer because the play wasn't developing like they hoped it would, and got called for a hold. And now you're in a really, really, really bad situation here. I'm not sure even I could do the math this quickly. It looks like we're going to be like 1st and 35.
Ball's going to be spotted all the way back at the 27-yard line. It will be first down and about 33 yards to go. Griffin Peterson and Weber to the far side. Matt Moore lines up to the near side. Fitzgerald to the left. Actually, that's DePriest to the left of Peters. And it's a play action, and Peters will keep it. And this time, excellent defense is shooting across and getting the tackle of Brandon Peters was William Pate, the junior inside linebacker, and he brings Brandon down at the 23-yard line.
You know, and that's okay. You know, I mean, when you're playing against a pressure defense like Ben Davis, you know you're going to get caught every now and then. If you go in understanding that, and that's your offensive philosophy, you just take that. That's not a problem, because if they keep doing that, I'm telling you, we're going to burn them. We're going to burn them big here sooner or later.
Jordan Peterson will come to the near side this time. 2 wide outs to the top. Peters back to pass, steps up in the pocket, now rolls right. He has Matt Moore wide open at the 27, 30, 35, up to the 40, past the 40 to the 42-yard line. Nice play. Matt Moore was left wide alone in the flat to the far side, and Matt will pick up a big chunk of yardage. It's still not going to be anywhere close to a first down, but it will be now 3rd down and about 16.
Yeah, nice little comeback, crackback block by Harrison Weber also. You know, stayed alert, ran the deep route once Matt caught the ball, came back and made the big block that allowed Matt Moore to get a few more yards.
8:45 remaining in the third quarter. Orioles lead the Ben Davis Giants 28-21. 3rd down, 17. Call it at the 41-yard line of Avon. 3 wide outs to the near side. Peters back to pass. Pressure up the middle. Brandon rolls to his left. Crockett is collapsed as he rolls to the left. He was looking for Harrison Weber to the near side, but good coverage that time by Trayvon Smith of Ben Davis, and that's going to bring up 4th down for Avon, and Sam Perino is out to punt.
And again, nothing wrong with that. 3 and out, punt the ball down. Hopefully give them bad field position. You know, take your licks a little bit, no turnovers, and, you know, we probably would have been all right without the penalty. Obviously, the penalty put us back, but 3 and out, punt the ball and take field positions, not a bad thing to do every now and then, especially if they're playing that style of defense.
Wilkerson and Evans back deep at around their own 25-yard line. Perino, high snap over his head. Sam recovers it, and he still gets it off and turns a bad situation. At least it's not all the way back at the Oriole 10-yard line. Perino was able to kick it away, and it's going to be, though, excellent field position for Ben Davis as the snap goes high, and they're going to spot the ball at the...
Well, special teams, as you know, is hurt Avon. They had a kickoff return for 93 yards. They've muffed 2 punts, and now they've got a bad snap, you know, over the head. So, you know, I'm sure that's an area that gets worked on a lot. I'm sure they cover it well in practice, but, you know, that's 4 major errors in the special teams that, you know, that has hurt Avon and gives Ben Davis here excellent field position inside the 50-yard line.
They spotted it at the 43-yard line, and now an offsides penalty is going to be called against Avon as they get across the line of scrimmage before the snap.
Yeah, they've kept their poise, but they're starting to self-destruct here a little bit. They're going to have to settle down, and, you know, for 1st and 5 again inside the 40, that's not where you want to be.
So move the football up to the Oriole 38-yard lines. 1st down and 5 now for the Giants as Ajay Cooper brings Evans in motion. High snap. They will give the ball off, and getting absolutely clobbered after taking the handoff was
Brody. Good hit, Brody.
It was Trayvon Smith with the carry, Good with a hit. It's going to be a loss of a yard back to the 39-yard line. That'll set up 2nd down and 6. Clock moving, 8:07 left to go 3rd quarter. Orioles up by 7. 4 wide outs, 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. This is actually Afonso Howard, that's in the game at quarterback. He has a quick hitter over to the left that'll pick up a few yards, not a whole lot, as he looks like he swung it out to Story Emerson out on the left side. Might be a gain of a yard, but that's just about all as they'll spot the ball at the Oriole 38-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and 5. So Afonso Howard now in at quarterback for Coach Mike Kirshner's Ben Davis Giants, and they'll have a 3rd down and 5. Again, 4 wide outs, high snap. They give the ball and going right up the middle and getting the 1st down for Ben Davis before being brought down by A.J. Elcock was Jeremiah Whithorn as he'll take it to the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Ben Davis.
That might have been the most yards they've given up on a running play the entire game.
1st and 10 Giants. Another high snap. Here is Whitthorne once again, and he'll just take it right between the tackles and take it down to about the Oriole 24 or 26 to 25-yard line, depending on where they finally spot the ball. They'll call it the 26. It's a pickup of 4, 2nd and 6. Clock continued to move as we hit the 7-minute mark left to go in quarter number 3, 28-21 in favor of Avon. This time it's a keeper by Howard, and he's going to be wrapped up after a gain of maybe a yard. That's going to be about all before he is brought down. Looked like tackle made over there by Gunnar Larson came in to make the tackle and bring him down. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 4 for Ben Davis. Ben Davis will line up in there 4 wideouts with Alfonso Howard. He has Whitthorne to his right. They'll bring Chris Evans in motion. The give is to Whitthorne, and he fumbled it. And the ball is still loose, and they will say it was recovered by Ben Davis, but it's going to be 4th down. They
were lucky. Yeah, it almost looked like they were trying to direct snap it to the back. Either that or it was just a terrible snap from center because the ball went right to the running back instead of the quarterback.
You had Howard, Whitthorne, and Evans all in that area. In the end, now they're going to bring out Ajay Cooper back at quarterback on this 4th down and 4. Clock moves, 5:45. Orioles up a touchdown. High snap, quick hit, and it's complete to Chris Evans. Evans with the football, and he'll take it inside the 15 down to about the 13 before he is brought down. Tackle made by Lance Meyer, but a big 4th down conversion for the Ben Davis Giants.
Yeah, we're trying to cover the slot on the backside with a deep safety, so that little slant pass has been there most of the game. I'm surprised they haven't gone to it sooner.
Cooper stays in at quarterback, takes a snap, throws for the corner, looking for Evans, looking for Griffin. A whole host of penalty flags come out. And it was Chris Evans and Andrew Griffin fighting for the football, and chances are this one might go against Avon, as it was Griffin and Evans, and it will go against the Avon Orioles.
Yeah, I think he just lost sight of the ball and ended up grabbing him.
So a defensive pass interference penalty called against Avon, as this has not been very cleanly played game by the Orioles. They've had quite a few penalties tonight. This one's another big one. It will keep it at 1st down, but it'll be 1st down at the 6-yard line. First down as Cooper gives the handoff to Whitthorne. Whitthorne's going to be dropped. No, but it was Cooper keeping it. Good misdirection, but the Orioles stayed home the entire way. And Cooper was brought down. Coming in was Chad Carmichael to help bring that play to a halt in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of a couple back to the 9-yard line.
Yeah, good play. Somebody's got to stay out there in case the quarterback runs. A couple times we've blitzed and haven't been there. They try to take advantage of it, but just a real alert play by Avon.
Here's a snap. Whitthorne with the carry right up the middle, and he will gain about 3 or 4 yards down to about the 6-yard line, and that is all. That is going to bring up 3rd down. So 3rd down, ball is at about the 6-yard line. If the yard to gain markers are correct, the scoreboard is wrong. It's showing 3rd and goal from the 6, but they can get a 1st down at about the 1. They'll bring Evans in motion. They'll fake the handoff, give it to Whitthorne. Whitthorne up the middle, and he'll be shy of the goal line, but he will be down at about the 1-yard line as he tripped to a knee right at the goal line.
Yeah, their power backs are in right away, so it looks like they're going to try and power it in.
It was enough for a 1st down, however, so the Giants have 1st and goal at the 1-yard line with 4:18 remaining in the 3rd quarter, trailing 28-21. Cooper will give it to Evans. Evans looks around the right side, and as Coach is saying, nothing doing. There's a whole host of white-clad Oriole defenders on that right side to bring Evans down well shy of the goal line.
Yeah, might have lost a yard.
They'll say he did lose a yard back to the 2, so second and goal from the 2-yard line, and they'll keep the jumbo package in the ball game. Evans is the fullback or tailback. Cooper to Evans. Evans spins, goes inside, dives across, and he'll be shy of the goal line again. Did gain about a yard this time. They'll spot the ball just inside the 1-yard line. It'll be third down. So the Giants going to keep this big jumbo package in on this third down and goal from the 1. Clock moves, 3:26, third quarter. Orioles up a touchdown, Giants threatening. Cooper gives it to Evans. Evans dives over the top, and he's in for the touchdown from 1 yard out. Third time's the charm for the Giants as they just kept handing it to their talented tailback, Chris Evans. This time he got some air underneath him and got the ball across the goal line. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying this game up.
Yeah, a nice drive by them. A couple mental errors by Avon certainly aided it. But, Ben Davis showing the kind of poise that you would expect from the number 1 ranked team.
Skyle on for the point after. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. With 3:15 remaining in the third quarter, we are all tied up at 28. Back with a kickoff in a moment. This is Oriole football on ASO.
Changes Home Care is a proud sponsor of Avon High School football broadcast. Changes Home Care assists the elderly in staying independent in the comfort of their own home as long as possible. They assist individuals with bathing, dressing, transportation, medication reminders, light housekeeping, companionship, and much more. Their office is on Shiloh Professional Drive in Avon. Changes Home Care serves Hendricks and Marion County as well as all of the surrounding counties. Their services are available 24/7, 365 days a year. For a consultation appointment, call area code 317-271-3800. That's area code 317-271-3800. Changes Home Care in Avon.
Giants take over 5 minutes off of the clock to go 43 yards as Chris Evans dives in from 1 yard out, and we are all tied at 28 as getting ready to kick this ball away is Dominic Washington. He will kick it deep. It'll take a bounce, and now Corey DePriest is going to have to go get it. And he will pick it up, and he is going to be down at the 3-yard line. That ball took a bounce and then took a sideways hop. Corey had to go get it because it was a live football. And once he picked it up, he fell to the ground. And that's where the Orioles are going to have to start this drive at their own 3.
Well, that's another one of those coaches' nightmare plays. You work, and then you have something like that happen. And especially right after, Ben Davis has put together that nice drive and come down and score. Avon's certainly capable of going all the way, but when you got to go 97, that's tough.
Peters will take the first snap of this series from his own end zone. 3 wideouts to the near side. Giants show blitz from the linebackers. Now he backs out, and now snap. And something we saw Brandon Peters do time and time again, especially last season, managed to get the defense to jump on the cadence, and that 5 yards could prove very crucial for the Orioles as now they have a little bit of breathing room. Ball will come out to near the Avon 8-yard line, first down and 5. Corey DePriest is the tailback. Weber, Peterson, and Moore to the near side. Griffin to the far side on this 1st and 5. Peters looks over the front. Takes the snap. Fires out, has Matt Moore. Matt loses it, now it's intercepted. Picking it off for Ben Davis as the ball was in Matt's hands. He juggled it, and eventually coming up to make the play was Deontay Redfield to take the ball away from Matt Moore. And now the Giants are in business, 1st and goal from the 5.
They are, but at the same time, if you're Avon, this is where you get your defense over there. You get them pumped up. You tell them, if you're going to win these big games, we got to come up with some big plays. They got their backs to the wall. It's not what they want. It's not where they want to be. But if they're going to win this game tonight, which they're certainly capable of doing, then we got to come up with some plays here. If nothing else, hold them to a field goal, force them to cough the ball up, but, take away a little bit of their momentum right now.
Jai Cooper is in, back to the jumbo package, and now we've got players moving at the snap of the football. And that's going to be an illegal procedure called against Ben Davis. Looked like the tight end had started leaking to the left before the snap of the football. They'll call him for the illegal procedure penalty and back up the Giants 5, back to the 10-yard line, 1st and goal. 3:01 remains in the third quarter. We're tied at 28. The give is to Evans on the pitch. He's looking for some room. The Orioles string it out, and they'll finally just push Chris Evans out of bounds over on that far sideline. Looks like coming over.
Yeah, Brody Good, 45.
Made the hit to send Evans out of bounds after a pickup of maybe a yard on the play. They'll give Evans credit down to the 9-yard line, a pickup of 1, 2nd and goal from the 9. Clock stopped, 2:55 left to go, third quarter. We're tied at 28. Here's Cooper, fires off, that's is tipped, and it'll go out of bounds. Did not see who got a hand up. Andrew Griffin got a hand up, knocked that ball away as Cooper was trying to sling it out to the left side. That'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 9. This is all set up on Brandon Peters' first interception of the season, as Matt Moore juggled the football and Deontay Redfield managed to wrestle it away. Now the Giants have it 3rd and goal from the 9.
We're getting after them.
Cooper back, throws, corner, wide open man, but overthrowing the pass was Ajay Cooper. He had over there on that side Zion Blow all alone, as Blow had gotten past the defenders, a mix-up in the Orioles secondary. But a bad pass by Cooper as he well overthrew Blow in the corner.
Well, we blitzed, and Ben Davis, came up with great protection. You're going to be man-to-man in the secondary. That is tough coverage down there. Fortunately for us, he overthrew a wide-open receiver.
So now we're going to have a field goal attempt, as coming up to kick it is Sean Skiles. This is going to be a 27-yard field goal attempt from the left hash. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. And the Oriole defense will come off the field jumping as they manage to hold the Giants out of the end zone and eventually off the scoreboard. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left to go, third quarter. We're tied at 28. This is Oriole football on ASO.
We'd like to thank Citywide Paving for their support of Avon football and our Avon football broadcast this year.
Back at Ben Davis High School, the 6th-ranked Orioles and the number 1 Ben Davis Giants all tied at 28. Orioles dodge a bullet after Deontay Redfield's interception returned to the Oriole 5-yard line. Eventually ends up in a missed 27-yard field goal, and Brandon Peters and the Orioles offense are back out on the field. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Here's DePriest right up the middle to the 30 and finally dragged down. Actually, Darian Love, that's his first carry of the night. Darian Love in the contest, and he takes it right up the gut for a pickup of about 13 yards to make it 12 to the Avon 32-yard line.
Yeah, almost hit the home run, and again, compliments to that offensive line. They're doing their job. They're hitting, knocking them off the ball. They're creating some openings so that all of our running backs can gain some yards.
So 1st and 10, Avon at their own 32-yard line. Peters, low snap, picks it up, gives it to Love. Love manages to get it to about the 35 before he took a wicked-looking hit. It was a low snap. Good job by Brandon to pick it up off the turf, get it to Love. Love, a better job of taking the handoff and at least making about 3 or 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, at least the first couple of plays here, too. Ben Davis sitting back a little bit, playing zone, being a little bit more conservative than they normally do.
We are under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. We are tied at 28. As Peters has 3 wideouts to the far side of the field. Andrew Griffin to the near side. Here come the Giants. The give is up the middle. Here's Darian Love. Bounces off a tackler. Will take it to the 40-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of about 5-6 yards to the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and short.
Yeah, they brought 3 linebackers that time, so they're running into a lot of folks in there. But the the offensive line is creating a little bit of a seam in their defense, even with all the blitzes. So they've done a great job out here tonight.
Ball's at the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 2 as Peters brings the Orioles to the line of scrimmage with 8 seconds on the play clock. 3 wideouts. Weber and Peterson to the far side, Griffin to the near side, and here's another false start penalty against Avon that's going to cost them 5. So another costly 5-yard penalty when the Orioles had it 3rd and short is now going to make it 3rd and about 7 as they'll spot the ball back at the Avon 35-yard line, wind the clock as the clock counts down from 55 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down, about 7 yards to go. And as the Orioles break the huddle, they're only going to have about 8 seconds on the play clock.
Yeah, they need to hustle.
They will double stack left and right. Play clock down to 2, down to 1. They get it off. Peters back to pass, fires. Andrew Griffin at the 41, dives across to about the 42, 43-yard line. That will be enough for an Oriole first down.
Oh, now they're looking.
And they will give Avon the first down. Needed 7, and Andrew Griffin got about 7 yards plus an inch to give the Orioles the first down at their own 42-yard line. The Orioles will have to run a play before the 3rd quarter clock expires. Griffin to the far side, Weber and Peterson to the near side. Darian Love remains in at tailback for Avon on this 1st and 10. Peters, Giants show blitz. Peters back to pass, wanted to get it to Matt Moore, but the linebacker shooting across for Ben Davis that time. That was Kalen Guillory. He managed to get a hand in there and knock that pass down. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 with 8 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter, tied at 28. It'll be Harrison Weber to the far side, Jordan Peterson and Andrew Griffin to the near side, with Griffin working the slot. And they'll use Matt Moore as an H-back right, back to pass, play action. Peters will step up, and this time excellent defensive pressure by the Ben Davis Giants. They managed to bring Peters down as they are going to sack him back, as it was Carlin Coleman, the defensive end, that comes in to make the tackle, and that is how the 3rd quarter is going to end. We are going to switch sides and go to quarter number 4. It's been a good one here at Ben Davis High School. We'll go to the 4th quarter just like we began. All tied up at 28. This is Oriole Football on Audio Sports Online.
Changes Home Care is a proud sponsor of Avon High School football broadcast. Changes Home Care assists the elderly in staying independent in the comfort of their own home as long as possible. They assist individuals with bathing, dressing, transportation, medication reminders, light housekeeping, companionship, and much more. Their office is on Shiloh Professional Drive in Avon. Changes Home Care serves Hendricks and Marion County as well as all of the surrounding counties. Their services are available 24/7, 365 days a year. For a consultation appointment, call area code 317-271-3800. That's area code 317-271-3800. Changes Home Care in Avon.
We'll begin the 4th quarter with Avon facing a 3rd down and 14 from their own 38-yard line alongside the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelbourne. I'm Brian Scott. Avon led this game at the half 28-21. They have yet to score here in the second half, however, and this game is all tied at 28. As Avon has been victimized by some of their own miscues on some big penalties in this football game and some big plays by the Ben Davis Giants. Peters takes the snap. He steps up in the pocket, fires Matt Moore at the 48 to the 40, 35-30, and Matt Moore is all the way into Giants territory inside the 25, down to about the 24-yard line.
What a pretty play. Ben Davis brought 6 again. Our offensive tackles carried him upfield. Brandon just has that knack for stepping up in the pocket like he can, and hits Matt Moore on the run for a big gain. Nice block downfield. I believe it was either Peterson or Andrew Griffin, but made that play even bigger. But big time play.
They'll spot the ball at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Avon. Here's Darian Love, and that one a little slow to get going. Looks like Brandon might have kind of mishandled that football. And by the time he gave it to Darian Love, the Giants were already in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of about 3 back to the Giant 28-yard line.
Yeah, they guessed right that time. They brought the outside blitz. We were zoning left, so all our linemen were blocking to the left. We just didn't have, might have been a zone read. If he caught the ball cleanly, he probably would have pulled it and run, but didn't get an opportunity to do it, so we took a loss.
3 wideouts to the near side of the field.
We got to go deep here again.
Peters back to pass. Pressure comes up, and he fires at Darian Love. Darian's running with the ball. I think Brandon was just trying to unload that one to avoid a loss, and Love acted like he caught it, but the officials say, nope, incomplete pass. It'll bring up 3rd down in about 12.
Yeah, very, very wisely. The play did not develop. They had it covered very well. You teach your quarterback to throw it at his feet, so it's an incomplete pass. You take it back to the line of scrimmage, you line up and make your next call.
3rd down, call it 13. 11:01 remaining in the football game. We're tied at 28. Here come the Giants on the blitz. Peters back to pass, and this play is going to be blown dead as the penalty flag will say offsides. This time the Giants aggressive in trying to get the blitz to Brandon Peters. They're going to be called for offsides.
We're going to see a slant pass or a post or a crossing route here. Just with what they're doing, they're eliminating the second level of their defense. They've got their down linemen coming and all their linebackers. They're hoping they can get to the quarterback before he has a chance to read the opening. They're sitting back a little bit, so it's going to be tough to get behind them. But if we can get a receiver on the run, a little slant or crossing route, he's going to be wide open.
Avon needs to get to the Giant 15-yard line for a 1st down. 3rd down and 8. Here come the Giants once again. Peters back to pass. Pressure comes. He rolls to his left. Brandon looks. He fires down the field and in and out of the hands. He had Harrison Weber on the far side. It slipped right through his hands. Unfortunately for Avon, it slipped through the Ben Davis defensive secondary man, Marcus Dunbar, the free safety. He had a shot of it in the end zone, though he probably would have been out of bounds. And that's going to bring up 4th down, and no hesitation here. Brandon Peters and the offense will go to work on 4th and 8.
Yeah, but with a normal quarterback, that's a 10-yard sack. I mean, not only is he a good enough athlete to get around the corner, he kept his poise. He found a receiver running to his left, hit him on the money. The ball probably should have been caught.
4th down. Here comes the pressure once again. Brandon lofts it up, and it's going to be incomplete. Brandon was looking down the seam for Matt Moore. He also had Jordan Peterson on that side. And this time it's well defended. The pass drops incomplete. And the Orioles will turn it over on downs with 10 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. And we're tied at 28. So the Orioles take a chance. They don't get it on 4th down. And now it's the Giants back out on offense who really have to be kicking themselves after a missed opportunity on their previous possession. They got an interception at the Oriole 5-yard line, and in the end had to settle for a 27-yard field goal that was no good. They came away with no points, and now they'll start this drive 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line. It's just a little inside handoff for a gain of a couple.
Yeah, obviously we need to stop here, and I really like what we're doing offensively. If they keep blitzing like that, we're going to hit a home run. Next possession, I wouldn't be surprised to see us go up top or hit that crossing route.
Here's Cooper. He gives the handoff. Ball's on the carpet. Ball comes loose, and let's see. It is Avon with the football. It was Whithorn who looked like he was trying to take it, and coming away with the football
Osho
is Timmy Osho, the 5'10", 225-pound senior defensive end. And this time it's the Orioles that come away with the turnover in excellent field position at the Ben Davis 24-yard line. That play just never really developed as Cooper dropped back, trying to give the ball to Whithorn. Don't think Whithorn really ever got a hold of the football. It ends up on the carpet. And Timmy Osho comes away with it, and the Orioles are back in business.
You got both teams in shotgun the entire game. That's tough to do anyway, and with the kind of pressure both teams are playing, it's going to happen. Fortunately for us, it happened at a good time in the game.
Peters back to pass. He throws the screen. He has Matt Moore. The screen is they're going to call it incomplete.
But what a great call. What a great call. They're blitzing. Let them come. Throw the screen right behind them. I mean, the call was great. The execution certainly could have been better. But what a great call by Coach Moore.
Call it incomplete. They were trying to set up for the screen from Matt Moore, and they'll say Moore never was able to get the catch. And it'll be 2nd and 10. Darian Love stays in as tailback. It's Andrew Griffin to the far side. Moore, Peterson, and Weber to the near side.
Hit a crosser. That's them. That's Ben Davis.
Ben Davis, they have been blitzing in the past few drives. It's cost them, as this time they're going to be hit with another 5-yard penalty. That'll make it 2nd down and 5 with the nose of the football now on the 19-yard line. With 10:07 remaining in the fourth quarter, we're tied at 28.
Yeah, I like the little switch route we ran earlier also where we get the wideouts and just kind of cross them. And, with them being a man-to-man, one of those two guys should come open, so maybe we'll come back to that.
Griffin and Weber to the far side. Peterson to the near side on this 2nd down and about 5. Brandon Peters back to pass. Pressure comes. Good block by Love. Here's the pass. Here's Griffin at the 15, inside the 10. He's got the 1st down, and he'll finally be wrestled out of bounds at around the 7 or 8-yard line. And finally, Jonte Dobson is able to get him wrestled out of bounds, but it's enough for an Oriole 1st down as they'll have it 1st and goal.
Well, it's nice to know that Coach Eric Moore and I see the game exactly the same, because that's exactly what I've been calling for up here in the box. He ran that little shallow crossing route. If they're in man, he's going to chase him all the way. Brandon somehow was able to find enough time, because they did blitz him, make the completion, and put us down in there.
We're tied at 28, 9:44 left to go in the fourth quarter. Orioles threatening 1st and goal from the 8. 3 wideouts to the far side. Giants show blitz. They come from the corners. Quick hitter. Here's Matt Moore. He'll get it to the 1-yard line. Coming in and submarining Moore to make sure he doesn't get into the end zone was Harrison Goss, but it'll be 2nd and goal from the 1. So the Orioles knocking on the door. It will be Darian Love in at tailback. Weber and Peterson to the far side along with Matt Moore. Andrew Griffin to the near side. But look for Brandon Peters on the sneak. He'll take it himself. He'll push across, and he's in the end zone for the touchdown. Big Brandon Peters just got right behind the 6'3", 300-pound senior center Ryan Dickerson, rode his backside into the end zone, and the Orioles are back out on front.
That's why you make quarterbacks go to the weight room also, because you have situations like that where they need that leg drive. Brandon's a big, strong kid at 6'5", 210, and behind that big offensive line, that's tough to stop, no matter how many guys you bring or how many guys you blitz.
Sam Perino on for the point after. With 9:08 remaining in quarter number 4, the Orioles are back out on top. Good snap, low hold. Kick is up. Kick is good. 9:08 remains in the fourth quarter. The Orioles up on top, 35-28. Back with a kickoff in a moment. This is Oriole Football on Audio Sports Online.
Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning hours are available. Avon Dental Center offers high-tech dentistry that includes dental implants, orthodontics, and one-appointment crowns. At Avon Dental Center, their priority is to deliver quality care to informed patients in a comfortable and convenient setting. You can get more information at avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center.
The Orioles capitalize on a fumble recovery to put the go-ahead touchdown on the board with 9:08 remaining in this football game. Still a lot of time left to be played, but the Orioles are up by 7. Perino will kick this one deep. Werkelson will take it at the 9. He gets up to the 15, to the 20. dances around the 25, cuts it back in to the outside, I should say, and he'll be driven out of bounds around the 32-yard line as I believe
looked like Campbell.
Scott Campbell came in to knock Wilkerson out of bounds, and the Giants will start this drive first and 10, and they will start it at around their own 33-yard line, trailing by 7.
Yeah, big drive. We're getting down to the point in the game when each team's only looking at a couple of possessions left. So if Avon can get a stop on this drive here and get some field position, it would be good.
Ajay Cooper back out on offense for the Giants. He'll give it on the sweep. And nothing doing as Brian Fitzgerald comes in and blows that one up as they tried to run the jet sweep with Noah Thomas. Nothing doing, and it's going to be a loss of about 3 on the play back to around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Avon got plenty of penetration, too, and bubbled him back a little bit that helped Fitzgerald have time to get there and make that stop.
Second down and 13 as Cooper will bring Chris Evans to his left. Back to pass. Ajay Cooper down the middle, wide open at the 50, to the 40, 45, 30, and that is going to be a 70-yard touchdown pass as they get the ball into the hands of Zion Blow, and Blow takes it the rest of the way for a Ben Davis touchdown.
Great call, great play. Obviously not what Avon wanted to see at that time, but, Avon's got the same situation here a little bit as Ben Davis. They're playing a lot of pressure. If you give the quarterback time and you run some people down the seams, occasionally you're going to find a guy wide open, and they found him there and made the big play. So, all that momentum that Avon got with that nice drive to, go ahead of the game. It looks like with an extra point here, we're back tied again.
Sean Schuyler on for the point after for the Giants. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 8-17. It has been a doozy here from Ben Davis High School, and we are all tied up at 35. This is Oriole Football on Audio Sports Online.
Avon has a rich wrestling tradition, and now Red Cobra Wrestling is proud to be a part of it. Opening last November, Red Cobra Wrestling offers training sessions run by nationally known coach Chad Red. Red Cobra Wrestling is located at 9233 East Highway 36 in Avon, across the street from Walmart and behind sidelines in the Red Brick Building. Red Cobra Wrestling offers sessions for all ages, including 3rd grade and under and 4th grade and up. Learn more about prices, class schedules, and information at RedCobraWrestlingAcademy.com.
Well, if you are a fan of offensive football, you've got to be loving this football game. If you're a defensive coach, you're probably looking for a cold shower about right now. 35 all. It's been big plays for Ben Davis. It's been offensive efficiency so far for most of the night for Avon. What's killed Avon, big plays and penalties. But right now, with 8:17 remaining in this football game, we're all tied up at 35. Wilkerson will get the kick, and it'll be fielded at the 10-yard line to the 20, 25, and it'll be in Pendleton. Ian Pendleton will actually return this football, and he will take it up to about the 29-yard line, and that is where Avon will have it first and 10. So it's been call and answer all night long. Now it's time to see if the Orioles can answer the score of the Giants. And we still have 8 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in this football game. Orioles will start this drive with the nose of the football at the 30-yard line as Peters and the offense come onto the field with 3 wideouts, 2 to the near side, 1 to the top. Giants once again show blitz. Here they come up the middle, and this time Brandon will get away from it, and he will throw it near side, finds Harrison Weber, and just call him Houdini, as Weber is actually going to gain about 5 yards on the play when I'm sure many of the Ben Davis defenders thought they had Peters for about a 9 to 10-yard loss. And in the end, it becomes a 5-yard gain for Avon.
There's a reason Jim Harbaugh recruited him.
And that is about all that needs to be said, because he has big-time playmaking capabilities. He extends the play with his athleticism, and the Orioles gain 5. Here come the Giants once again. They show blitz. Here they come. Peters fires left side. Pass is complete to the 50, Andrew Griffin to the 40, and he'll finally be tripped up inside the 40, around the 38-yard line, 1st and 10 Avon.
Yeah, not only did he make the catch, he made a miss. If the safety hadn't come over, he might have taken that all the way. Big play, big throw, and again, protection. Just continues most of the night with all the pressure Ben Davis is throwing at us. Continues to be outstanding.
So the ball will be at the 38-yard line of Ben Davis as the Orioles are quickly in Ben Davis territory. Andrew Griffin will come to the near side this time.
Slant.
Peters
slant.
Waits for the snap, gives it to Love. Love right up the middle, bounces off one defender, and Darian will get about 3 hard-earned yards down to about the 36-yard line before he is brought down. Clock continues to move. 7:08 remaining in the fourth quarter. We're tied at 35. 2nd and 8 for Avon.
And Ben Davis just continues to bring the house. They feel comfortable with it, but, it'll be interesting to say if they don't get hurt by it before the end of the game.
Griffin again locked up single coverage on the near side. Darian Love the tailback. Giants show blitz. Here they come. Play action. Here's the slant to Griffin. Griffin eludes a tackle, and he'll take it inside the 30 down to the 25, and his coach called it. They had Griffin locked up single coverage on the near side. The quick slant gains the Orioles a 1st down. Do you ever get tired of being wrong?
Well, it's one of when I was coaching, I sure got a lot of help from the stands. It's a lot easier sitting up here in the box and getting a chance to see it, but it's nice to know that Coach Eric Moore and I are obviously seeing a lot of the same things.
1st and 10 Avon at the Ben Davis 25-yard line. Giants come once again. Here they come up the middle. Peters, here's the same slant to Griffin. They had one-on-one coverage, and now it's just easy pickings, as Coach would say, as Griffin and Peters are playing catch on the same route.
Well, they can't continue to bring 6 and cover him one-on-one. They're smart throws. They're short throws. They're bringing him back into the middle of the formation where there are no linebackers because the linebackers are blitzing on every play.
3 wideouts to the top. This time they look like they may give the defender some help. Here's a corner route. Griffin in the air. Penalty flag on the ground.
Touchdown.
And this one may go against Andrew.
No, it can't. No, there's no way. There's no way.
Let's see.
There's no way. He didn't push off.
Did not give the immediate touchdown signal.
That's got to be a touchdown.
Nope, they'll call it against Ben Davis.
No way.
They'll call it against Ben Davis, and the touchdown will stand. Griffin was working in that corner. He has been working this entire drive on Rodney Williams Jr. This time, Peters throws it up in the corner. Griffin goes up. Williams Jr. goes up. There's contact. And they'll say it will go against Ben Davis, and the touchdown will stand as Sam Perino is on for the point after. And Avon's going to have to call a timeout as the play clock, I think, was winding down as everybody was waiting to see what the call was going to be. We've had a few of those instances tonight, but it's been call and response all night long, and Avon once again, big plays down the field. Credit Brandon Peters extending plays with his athleticism. He and Andrew Griffin playing catch down the near side of the field on several slant routes, and eventually it is Peters to Griffin for the touchdown to give the Orioles the lead. Clock shows 5:54 remaining in this fourth quarter. We are waiting Sam Perino's point after. Clock, it shows 41:35 at the moment. Again, contact in the end zone. It was Rodney Williams Jr. who had been working on Andrew Griffin, or I really should say Andrew Griffin was working him most of that drive. Contact in the corner, and the officials say it went against the defense. They'll mark it off on the kickoff. Perino on for the point after, and he will get that up. He will get that through, and with 5:54 remaining in the fourth quarter, Avon 42, Ben Davis 35. Back with a kickoff in a moment. This is Oriole Football on Audio Sports Online.
Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area, just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning appointments are available. Avon Dental Center has made and donated custom mouth guards to Avon High School athletes every year for the last 15 years. For more information on how parents can get a mouth guard for their high school athlete or any dental questions, go to avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center.
The Orioles get the touchdown pass. Brandon Peters to Andrew Griffin. They are back on top by 7 as Perino will kick this one deep. Wilkerson will muff it at the 10, pick it back up. He'll get to the 15, to the 20. He has a lane, and he will get past the 30, and he's going to be brought down. And it's coming in and making the tackle for Avon was Lance Meyer.
Yeah, big hit by Lance.
But the Giants now have the football with 5:48, plenty of time. This is going to be one of those where it really doesn't seem like it matters how much time is on the clock. Both these teams have shown quick strike capability. And when you're sitting there now with 77 points on the scoreboard.
Both teams have, but, time is going to start to be a factor. There's only a couple of possessions left for both teams, so a stop here by Avon would be huge.
So Ben Davis has it at their own 35-yard line. Cooper will give it to Evans. Evans breaks a hole, and he will get about 5 yards before he is finally tripped up and brought down. Looks like the tackle made there by Brody Good of Avon, but not before Evans picks up 5 yards to the Giants' 39-yard line. Clock moves. 5:30 left to go, fourth quarter. Orioles with a 7-point lead. 3 wideouts to the top of the formation. Here's a give to Evans again. He'll go right up the middle, break through a tackle, and A.J. Elcock will finally pursue from the backside. Also, Chad Carmichael in there for the stop, but not before Evans gets the first down for the Giants at their own 47-yard line. Giants in a hurry. I shouldn't say it. Giants at a good pace. Never quite in a hurry, but always on the move, and they have plenty of time on the clock. Here's a quick hitch. They'll get it out to the near side. Pass is complete as they swing it out to the near side. Noah Thomas makes the catch.
That ain't good. Andrew's hurt.
And Griffin hurt over here off the sideline. As the play came over to the near side on the quick hitch, and Andrew is...
Looked like he caught one in the ankle.
Down. He is actually in front of us, right in front, I believe, of Coach Bless right now. And he is down in a little bit of pain on the near sideline at about the 46-yard line of Ben Davis.
Yeah, I don't know if he twisted his ankle or got it stepped on, but it looked like he was limping a little bit.
So the clock is stopped with 5:07 while they attend to Griffin here on the sideline, and as they do, we'll take a timeout as well. Orioles lead 42-35. Back in a moment. This is Oriole Football on Audio Sports Online.
We'd like to thank Citywide Paving for their support of Avon Football and our Avon Football broadcast this year. Reynolds Body Shop is a proud sponsor of Avon Football broadcast. They are conveniently located at 4325 West Washington Street in Indianapolis, just 4 stoplights east of 465. Their phone is 317-243-2372, and they are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Reynolds has been family-owned and operated for 30 years, specializing in collision repair. Reynolds Body Shop is also an insurance work specialist. Learn more about them on the web at www.reynoldsbodyshop.com.
Andrew Griffin is now over on the sideline, and if what they're looking at, maybe it was just a cramp, as they look like they might be stretching it out. We'll keep an eye on that, but he is currently out of the football game and being tended to on the sideline as the Giants have the football with the clock moving as we approach the 5-minute mark left to go in this football game. Down by 7, second down and 7 from the midfield stripe. Ajay Cooper in at quarterback. He'll take the snap and drop back to pass. Pressure comes. He sets it up to Chris Evans on the screen near side. Evans eludes one tackle. Now he's coming to the near side. Evans to the 30, to the 20. He has one man to beat. Stutter steps past the defender. And Chris Evans on the screen pass takes it in from 50 yards out. And just like that, we're an extra point away from being tied once again.
Yeah, well, he gave us an opportunity to see why he's going to Michigan also. That move he just made in the open field was as slick as you'll see at any level. He set up our DB and just walked in. I'm not even sure we got a hand on him. That's a big-time play. Really wasn't defended all that poorly. He just, outperformed our kids and made the big-time play.
Sean Skiles on for the point after for Ben Davis. Kick is up, and he made it through. It just sneaked it in the left upright. And with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left, once again, we are tied here at Ben Davis. Number 1, Ben Davis, 42. Number 6, Avon, 42. Back with a kickoff in a moment. This is Oriole football on ASO.
Changes Home Care is a proud sponsor of Avon High School football broadcast. Changes Home Care assists the elderly in staying independent in the comfort of their own home as long as possible. They assist individuals with bathing, dressing, transportation, medication reminders, light housekeeping, companionship, and much more. Their office is on Shiloh Professional Drive in Avon. Changes Home Care serves Hendricks and Marion County as well as all of the surrounding counties. Their services are available 24/7, 365 days a year. For a consultation appointment, call area code 317-271-3800. That's area code 317-271-3800. Changes Home Care in Avon.
The Giants set the screen pass up to Chris Evans. He does the rest. 50 yards later, we're tied at 42. Good news is it looks like Andrew Griffin just had a cramp. He looks like he's getting ready to return to the football game as this ball is going to take a bounce at the 10 and be picked up by Corey DePriest. DePriest to the 25, eludes one man, and he'll be brought down from behind. Corey with a nifty bit of running. That gets a good return before Hayden Fain is able to bring him down from behind, but not before Corey returns the football out to near the 35-yard line of Avon, where they'll have it 1st and 10. Plenty of time on the scoreboard clock at 4:34, and we are tied at 42. So 1st and 10, Avon from their own 35-yard line, as Brandon Peters will run 3 wideouts, and this time doesn't look like the Giants are going to be blitzing much like they did the last drive, though they do sneak a couple of linebackers up, and here they come. But here's a nice strike, Peters to Harrison Weber. Weber will pick up about 9 yards before his forced progress is stopped, and he's bent backwards by Darius Randolph and Harrison Goss, but a pickup of 9 on the first play from scrimmage.
Hey, even though they've been burned, I'm going to tell you they're going to keep coming. They're going to keep coming. They're going to keep coming. Hopefully that'll be to our advantage. You're trying to create a big play. It's a good philosophy. Brandon has just been slick enough not to make mistakes, but it also gives us an opportunity to hit a big play.
Matt Moore is alone wide out to the near side. Darian Love, the tailback. Moore, they find him, and they find him up, and they will say it's complete down to the 42-yard line. It was a mismatch. They had Matt Moore working on a defensive back. That was Reese Taylor. It was Jonte Dobson, the free safety, and Matt Moore will usually win that one every time, and he brings it down, hauls it down in Giants territory, and the Orioles have it 1st and 10 at the Giants' 42-yard line.
He's 6'3" with wide receiver speed and great hands. So, anytime they can isolate him one-on-one with anybody, it's like putting a wide receiver out there.
1st and 10. Peters will give it to Love, who will take it straight up the gut, and he'll power it inside the 40. He'll stop forward progress at around the 37-yard line. It'll be a pickup of about 4 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 6. Clock moving, 3:35 remaining in the football game. We are tied at 42. It's been a battle all night long. Nobody's led by more than 7 points. And it has been call and response. Andrew Griffin is in the game. He is the wide receiver at the top of the screen. 2nd and 6.
Yeah, they're out there one-on-one on him. They're going to have to take advantage of that here real soon.
They come from the edge, but Darian Love will nosedive underneath the offensive line. He's going to pick up maybe a yard, but that's about all. That's going to bring up 3rd down and about 6 for Avon as they'll spot the ball at the Giant 38-yard line. Clock continues to move. We're under 3 minutes left to go in the football game. They will send Weber, Peterson, and Griffin to the far side, with Griffin working the near slot position. Matt Moore is to the near side. He's got a mismatch on this near side, matched up with a free safety. Peters takes the snap, looks, now feels the pressure, and shovels it to Darian Love. Darian to the 30, to the 25, and what looked like Brandon Peters dead to rights in the offensive backfield. The smart young man just shovels it off, and Love has the first down to the 25.
He is just a special player. You know, I can't think of a drill that we've ever run in a practice to simulate a play like that he just made. I mean, that's just some kids have it. Some kids just have it. Boy, he sure does.
It was a fantastic play by Brandon McCrary. Credit Darian Love for keeping his head in the game and on a swivel. He was watching his quarterback, and he was ready for the ball when he got the shovel pass. And the Orioles have it 1st and 10 at the Giant 25-yard line. Clock is moving with 2:13 remaining in the football game. 3 wideouts. Andrew Griffin, the lone receiver on the near side. The blitz comes from the middle. Here's Peters. He'll keep it himself. He'll look for some room around the near side. He will not find any as he'll wisely step out of bounds before Darius Randolph comes in and makes the hit. It'll be loss of maybe a yard or two, but it will stop the clock with 2:01 left to go in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and it keeps them honest. They're still bringing 6. I mean, I'm still. We only got 2 minutes here to go, but I'm telling you, we're gonna hit a big one here. If they keep coming, Coach Moore is going to come up with the play. We're going to hit that little drag route or that back shoulder fade again.
Weber and Peterson to the near side. Andrew Griffin goes way out to the far side. He will draw single coverage. Darian Love is the lone tailback. Peters out of the gun, 2nd down, about 13. Giants show blitz. The play action pass is intercepted.
Oh, God.
This one's going to be returned all the way back. Is running the football back as Brandon Peters was trying to let this one be a little pass over the middle, but unfortunately it was LaShawn Minor that came away with the football. He will return it for about 72 yards. And the Giants, with 1:48 remaining in this football game, now have the lead. Tough play as this time we see Mark Bless telling his players there's still time on the clock. And it has been a game where both teams have gone back and forth. But the big play strikes again for Ben Davis, this time on the interception return for a touchdown, this one by LaShawn Minor. Coming in for the point after, Sean Skiles. And they'll blow this one dead. A.J. Elcock trying to get a little read on the snap, maybe block the kick, but he'll be called for offsides. This time the pressure results in the interception. And Ben Davis is now out in front, a place they have not been since really the first quarter of this football game. Well, with 1:48, they currently lead Avon 48-42, pending the point after. And now we're having another discussion with the officials who have.
Well, I'm guessing Coach Kirshner wants to decline the penalty. He doesn't want them to march it off. You know, they just want to kick it.
Yeah, it's not offsides. They're calling unsportsmanlike conduct against Avon for Elcock evidently leaping over probably one of his own players. And Coach Kirshner has elected to have that penalty declined. So they will kick this
He's all the way down to the 10-yard line and halfway out to the hash mark like I used to do.
So we're still waiting for Sean Skiles' point after. We have 1:48 remaining in the fourth quarter. And if you just joined us, LaShawn Minor, about 73-yard, I believe, interception return for a touchdown, has put the Giants on top for the first time since the first half. And with only 1:48 remaining in the football game, Skiles is now ready. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 1:48 remain in this football game. The Ben Davis Giants, the number one team in the state, lead Avon 49-42. We'll be back with a kick after this. This is Oriole Football on Audio Sports Online.
Avon Dental Center is a proud sponsor of Avon High School sports broadcast. Dr. Timothy Greer and Dr. Christopher Lefebvre have served Hendricks County families for over 20 years. Located in Avon's Beechwood Center area, just east of Ivy Tech, they're open Monday through Friday, although early morning appointments are available. Avon Dental Center has made and donated custom mouth guards to Avon High School athletes every year for the last 15 years. For more information on how parents can get a mouth guard for their high school athlete or any dental questions, go to avondentalcenter.com or call for an appointment at 272-8100. Avon Dental Center.
Long interception return for a touchdown have given the Ben Davis Giants the lead 49-42 with 1:48. As the Orioles, still with plenty of time and still with a big chance to tie this football game up. It's been call and respond all night long, and now the Orioles are asked to do it one more time as they'll put the foot in. This is a short kick, and it's going to be taken on a fair catch on a smart play just to take the football, go down, save a little bit of time. And the Orioles will start this drive at their own 32-yard line.
Yeah, well, we've handled blitz pretty well most of the night, but, boy, it sure shot us in the arm that last time. Give credit to Ben Davis. They keep pressuring and pressuring and pressuring. And, we tried to run a little underneath out there, and the guy who came clean on the blitz got his hand up, and very, very alert play to pick that ball off and make the run. So, hats off to Ben Davis for making the big play and, a real important time of the game.
Play clock down to 9 as Peters in the offense set up shop. Back to pass Brandon. Looks, gets pressured, goes backward, now just throws it out of bounds. He's got a man on the near side. That's Harrison Weber. It'll go incomplete. Second down and 10 as once again Ben Davis. That has pretty much been the MO for the entire second half. Bring everybody you can and just hope that you will get to Peters and the play, kill the play before they can do any damage to you. And a couple of times now it's worked, but Peters has shown the Orioles have been able to take advantage of this at times, and all it takes is one pop, and the Orioles are right back in it.
Yeah, the problem here is to handle the blitz, you have to go short, but we've also got to cover the field in 1:40. So, you got to try and do both here a little bit if you can.
Peters eludes one press rusher. Penalty flag. This is holding once again. Paul is going to be incomplete. Andrew Griffin was in the area. Also was Matt Moore, but I believe a holding penalty is going to bring this one back anyway, and that's been the other problem for the Orioles really all night long in trying to handle the pressure. They've been called for numerous holding penalties that have really hurt them, and this one's going to be no exception. It's going to push the Orioles back even further.
Yeah, you're fighting two battles here right now. You've got a long way to go, and unfortunately, you have to do it in a short period of time. I mean, if we're going to make anything happen here now, I think our best chance is kind of hit a receiver on a route where he's coming across the field, where he's got a chance to catch the ball and run. They're not going to give Brandon enough time to throw the ball down the field. So our best chance is to hit somebody on a run and let him run for the first down.
1:28 remains. Second down and 22 from the Oriole 13.
That's them.
And this play is blown dead as it looks like it's going to be penalty against Ben Davis. It has been a bit of a sloppily played game both ways as far as penalties concerned. They have probably hurt the Orioles more.
Oh, no.
Well, this one is going to go against Avon. And they'll push it back to now the 10-yard line. And the coaching staff having the same reaction to Coach Shelbourne here. A little incredulous at the call, but it is the call nonetheless. And the ball is now at the Avon 10-yard line, and they've got to go a long way. They have to get to the 42 just to get a first down, much less get toward the end zone in a minute 27. Peters back to pass. Pressure comes. He'll step up in the pocket. Now he'll take off. He'll run to the far side. He'll get some room, and he'll run out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. He'll get a few of those yards back, about 10, maybe 11 yards, as they'll say. He stepped out just across the 20 and around the 21-yard line. Still a long ways to go as the Orioles have to cover about 20 yards on this third down. It's, of course, 4-down territory.
Well, it's four down time of the game here also. I mean, unfortunately, if you don't make it and they get the ball, I mean, doesn't matter if you lose by 7 or whatever. I mean, you're going to have to go for it in this situation. So I would see them trying to get about half of this right now. Again, I still think, a pass to hit a receiver on the run is your best bet.
There's Peters. He slings it out, and the pass is incomplete. Late call as he was looking over on that far sideline.
Yeah, trying to hit Corey DePriest on a little follow route. They ran off the outside wide receiver and tried to bring him out of the backfield again. Let him catch the ball and run in the open field. Unfortunately, the ball was a little bit short.
Well, this is the football game, folks. 4th down, about 22 yards to go. The Orioles have to get it to the 42 to get a first down. Clock shows a minute 16 remaining. Avon down by a touchdown. They'll send 4 wide receivers, 3 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Peters out of the gun. He'll drop back to pass. Pressure comes. He'll fire it over the middle, and the pass incomplete. And here comes a late penalty flag. Jordan Peterson, he was looking for that flag as soon as he saw that ball in the air, saying he was held up. And we'll wait for the officials. It is pass interference. That is not an automatic first down. Rules were changed last year. That is simply a 15-yard penalty. It wasn't enough for the first down. It will still be 4th down. It's just that now this football will be 15 yards closer, and it makes it a much more manageable 4th down. And they'll spot the ball at the 30. It'll be 4th down, about 13. Clock shows a minute 10 remaining, and the Orioles still have life. And they're going to switch sides. Play clock has not started yet, so they've got time to get everybody positioned properly. I kind of thought that they were short about 5 yards there, and they'll spot the ball correctly at the 35-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 8.
The refs made a mistake.
It has not been one of their easier nights, but it's been hard to keep up with these guys running up and down the field. Final play, Peters back to pass. He's going to be sacked. That's going to do it for Avon. They have played one whale of a football game tonight here at Ben Davis High School, and their night is really going to end on a sack of Brandon Peters. Brandon looking for some routes to open up, but it was well covered by Ben Davis. And the Giants, they probably, when you take a look at this game, it won't be because they were very efficient on the offensive side of the football, but they made the big plays. They made them when they needed to make them, and nothing more so than the long interception return for a touchdown that is eventually going to seal this win. And the number 1 team in the state is going to survive a very, very tough test from Avon as they'll take a knee as we go under a minute left to go in this 4th quarter. Avon is going to use a timeout. They still have, I believe, 2 more in their pocket. I don't believe they've used one in this half.
Well, again, there's a reason they're number 1. They play with a lot of confidence. They had their backs to the wall. They came back and made the big plays when they had to. So, my hat's off to Coach Kirshner and his staff. They had their players well prepared. Chris Evans, their big-time running back, showed why he's a big-time running back, made a play when it looked like Avon, had their backs to the wall a little bit, and every time Ben Davis got down, every time Avon made a big play, Ben Davis had an answer, and, play at the end of the game where they caused the interception was a huge play.
Cooper's got the ball. He's not really trying to throw it, but he is just trying to kill some time. Now a penalty flag comes in late. And Avon will call another timeout. 51 seconds.
Not that it matters, because the problem is you can't take the penalty because then you give them another down. So that's...
So...
unless it's a dead ball.
It's a holding penalty against Ben Davis. It will be declined.
You got to decline. I mean, that's one of the things about the rules that I don't like, because, there's really nothing you can do. In fact, good coaching, to be honest with you, in a situation like this when you're on offense, is you tell your players to hold. I mean, I'm seriously, that's a coaching point. You teach your players to hold in this situation because you're going to keep the defense from getting in there. You can run around more. You can take time off the clock. And the only alternative for the defense is to take the penalty, which gives them another play, which allows them to run teams out. So good coaching teaches you to tell your players to hold.
So cheat when it's
Well, I mean, it's the rules, and you have to take,
which is, of course, it's taking advantage of the rules as they are.
Great game.
If there's one great thing about this could be a rematch come October. These two teams met twice last year. Once in the regular season, that was a Ben Davis blowout win at Avon. The game in the sectional championship game at Avon, much closer. As a matter of fact, Avon was rallying in that game. They just came up a little short on time in that contest.
Well, actually, we're going to get the ball back here.
It is fourth down.
We are going to get the ball back. So it might be one, get out that miracle play. We all have those flea flickers and, triple reverse passes and everything else. So
there's about 11 seconds difference.
I mean, they may take the penalty and punt it. They may take the penalty and, to be honest with you, take and run him out the backside of the end zone, which is again smart football.
But the odd thing here is they're going to take the delay of game penalty.
Well, they ran it down to 7. So again, our math wasn't as good as we thought. But
they've unless they get a. Orioles will likely get one play, and now Ben Davis has to help is they don't shank this thing. And
no, they're not going to. I'd be shocked if they punt it.
Take safety?
They'll hike the ball back to this guy, and he'll run the clock out. Well, they put it back up to 11, so.
11's a lot of time to try to kill off, and he could take, I guess, the safety. But we'll see what they do here as they get ready to send this one back. And they're going to kick it.
I'll be darned.
And it's a beautiful punt. And DePriest is going to let it bounce. It'll take an Avon bounce. And
but it's also the clock still running.
And that will do it.
Yeah, I mean, by not catching the ball, the clock runs out. You got to catch the ball.
It was a wild, wild affair here at Ben Davis. The number 1 team in the state and the number 6 team in the state. And when all is said and done, it is the Ben Davis Giants that are going to escape this game with the victory. When we come back, we'll have a few final thoughts about this game. This is Oriole Football on Audio Sports Online.
Changes Home Care is a proud sponsor of Avon High School football broadcast. Changes Home Care assists the elderly in staying independent in the comfort of their own home as long as possible. They assist individuals with bathing, dressing, transportation, medication reminders, light housekeeping, companionship, and much more. Their office is on Shiloh Professional Drive in Avon. Changes Home Care serves Hendricks and Marion County as well as all of the surrounding counties. Their services are available 24/7, 365 days a year. For a consultation appointment, call area code 317-271-3800. That's area code 317-271-3800. Changes Home Care in Avon.
It was one wild game, and while we're disappointed with the outcome, it's been a fun game to watch. The Avon Orioles, however, will lose their first game of the season as they fall to Ben Davis by the score of 49-42. Alongside the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelbourne, I'm Brian Scott. Coach, we're disappointed with the outcome, but if you were a fan watching this, well, it was a lot of fun to watch.
It's the kind of game we expected it to be. Obviously, we hope for a different final. But if I'm Avon or I'm one of the Avon coaches, I'm hurting a little bit because we didn't win a game we had a chance to win. But I'm walking off this field knowing that if this is the best team in the state of Indiana, playing them on their own field, making the kind of plays that we did, we can play with anybody on any given night. And I think the things that maybe Avon didn't do well tonight, they're correctable things. I talked about the four special teams errors. We gave up a couple of long plays. The screen pass. Evans is a great athlete, but that's something if we contain it a little bit better. So the things we didn't do, we can correct. And I think, offensively, if we can put up 42 points on Ben Davis, I think we're going to have a lot of fun with the offense this year. So you certainly can't fault the effort. The preparation that the Avon coaching staff did for this game, I think, was tremendous. I like the play calling. I like the defensive scheme and the things that they did. And, you're going to walk out of here again disappointed with the win. And if you don't, or with the loss, if you don't, you're not a competitor. But I think there's also going to be an air of confidence and hopefully a little bit more strut in our walk because, we went out against the best team in the state of Indiana and we belong. We belong. We dominated most of the game. And again, I used to have a saying when I was, still coaching that, most games come down to 4 or 5 plays. And, you pull a couple of plays back off the field here tonight, and Avon won the game. It'll be interesting to see final stats because I think stat-wise, we probably ended up dominating things. And, we did a lot of good things. So, hopefully we'll take the good things from this game and the hole in your heart here a little bit tonight and maybe work a little harder for the rest of the year and hope for that opportunity, come tournament time.
As Coach said, when anybody that's going to look at this game, at the end of the day, they're going to see these two teams both belong playing against one another, both high-quality teams. And we hope we get to see a rematch come October when it's time for sectional. When we look up and down Indiana high school football and we look at the tournament come October, it's a long ways off. But when you take a look at this sectional, it's probably the toughest sectional in the state. 4 great teams, and 2 of them played tonight and gave us one whale of a football game. Unfortunately, the Avon one team had to lose, and it's the Orioles that will come out on the short end of the stick by the score of 49-42. Our next broadcast of Avon Oriole football and audio sports online will come next Friday night when Coach and I will be at Hamilton Southeastern High School for the opener of the Hoosier Crossroads Conference schedule as Avon Orioles take on the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. The pregame will begin at 6:30 with a Mark Bless show, and the kickoff is set for 7 o'clock. Alongside the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Dave Shelbourne, I'm Brian Scott. Thanks for tuning in to Avon Oriole football tonight, where your final score, the 6th-ranked Avon Orioles fall to the number 1 team in the state, the Ben Davis Giants, by the score of 49-42. Until next week, so long, everybody. You've been watching Avon Varsity Football on Audio Sports Online. Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by Reynolds Body Shop, McNamara Florist, Red Cobra Wrestling, Citywide Paving, Changes Home Care, and Avon Dental Care. Avon Varsity Football is an AudioSportsOnline.com production.